Podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. We are back in full effect. You know I'm not alone. I'm here with the fellas, with the guys. Got the mad producer, Podcast Poppy in the building. My man Enoch is in the building.
You're just gonna not add me. You're just gonna
say
yeah.
I definitely added you and nothing happened. Like, I guess you guys didn't want to be on the show tonight. All right.
I'm like, all right, good thing I could just insert myself here. Hello.
And we got my man Breezy in the building.
I added you and nothing happened, so I just added Anthony and just kept on going.
Just gonna keep me in the background. Just like, yeah, just run the show from the back. Fuck it. Like, all right, I'll just insert myself when needed.
How are we doing, fellas? How are we feeling?
I am Base God 82.0.
Anthony owes us an apology, Mike.
Yeah.
Anthony
Solo
owes us an
camera.
apology.
What day is Game 6 again?
Don't matter.
Solo cam.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Solo cam.
Yes, it does.
What's crazy is Anthony.
Because what happens if
you do this, right? And
what happens if he forces a Game 7?
I was kind of like on your side because I was the first to start the train. I was like, yo, Harden's balling. Harden's going sick. And then you jumped off the cliff and then was like, I can't wait for pod night. I needed an apology from everyone. And you wasn't screaming out what day is Game 6 time around then. Now is when is Game 6, and no one can say anything.
But everyone can make mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes, including.
So you owe an apology.
Anthony, he's had one good game in the playoffs.
He's not perfect. We're not talking about those past games. We're talking about.
So you owe an apology.
Listen,
when you're wrong.
I'm looking at it from today's date. He had a bad game. Game 6.
Wrong, you have to make an apology.
If he flops in Game 6, I will make an apology.
No, you don't have to be wrong twice to make an apology. You were wrong.
Everyone deserves a second chance. All right?
Anthony, that's going to be Game 12 of the playoffs.
You're not going to knock somebody if they make one mistake. You usually give them a second chance.
Game 12.
It's like, come on. It's like Aaliyah said. At first you don't succeed, try again. All right?
By Max Strauss.
We'll see what happens in Game 6.
Anthony, it's not one mistake. He's had one really good game out of 11 playoff games. That's literally 9%.
But why are we so stuck on the past? Like, I don't understand that.
Because that's also the present. Current playoffs.
The present is Game 5. Get a bad game.
If you want to do this, how about this? How about the series he's currently playing in? Is now going to 6 games, right?
He has
4 out of the 5 games that he has played in this series have been bad.
I like how you bring up the fact that he's had how many? What you said, 11 bad games?
11 playoff games.
So what happens if he balls out and carries the Sixers to a win? Technically, he would only have 3 good games. That would be Game 4, Game 6, and Game 7.
But that you're projecting. You're hoping that this happens.
Hoping that happens.
I can only go off of facts and stats.
Better than being stuck in the past.
Facts and stats. That's all I can go off of. And a guy averaging 17 points in a playoff
I just think you guys need to give Harden
making almost $50 million a year.
You guys just need to give Harden a chance. He's been through a lot this year.
Give him a chance.
He's about to be playing his 12th playoff game. We've given him chances. We're just not going to throw a parade for a guy who had one good game. Anthony, you literally can't.
I didn't ask for a parade. I just asked to give the man some flowers. I didn't say throw a parade.
Why do we give a guy flowers for having one good game?
I said he had a good game. There you go.
But he's the reason why.
He's not the reason why they won that game.
He's the reason why they're still alive. Because, I mean, he doesn't go.
He's also the reason why they're in an elimination game.
But no, that's true. Because he doesn't perform in Game 4. This would have been the end right here, Game 5. Yeah. This would have been the last night.
He's not lying about that. But the reason why they're beating you up, bro, is always the energy you give off. You gotta take some accountability, bro.
I
You
do
gotta
take
realize,
accountability. I said I
you
make him.
gotta realize.
I said Harden did not succeed today, but everyone in life deserves a second chance.
No,
You
but that's not
actually said he
accountability.
was injured.
Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He told us that
There,
Sixers
there, there were there were certain
lose.
reports that are there are certain reports that are still being confirmed right now as to whether or not he has
Where
a
are you
back
seeing these
There are
things?
no reports.
Huh?
Where are you
Huh?
seeing these things? If you can, you can hear. Where are you seeing these things?
There are certain reports, like I said, it's
Where
unconfirmed yet. They're still
There are
confirming.
no
where are you
reports.
seeing
Huh?
these?
You have to
Again.
go on Twitter. You have to go on Twitter.
I have
Woj
to go
report this?
in.
Huh?
Did Woj
Who are
say
your
this? Did Mark
sources?
Spears say this?
Sources.
Listen, it's still unconfirmed. I will let you guys know by next week on the pod.
Sources.
By next week, it's Tuesday.
When his ass will be in Cancun. That's when
Well,
you need to-
the audience only gets to see us once a week. I mean, so that's why I said next
I mean,
week.
listen. You ain't saying nothing but a
We
word.
can do
We
a
could go
chart.
live. We could go live after they get eliminated on Thursday if you want. We can
Word.
go live. We can give the fans a sneak preview of our conference final coverage because we
Yeah,
can go live.
They do play on Thursday. Yeah,
And your ass
fuck.
will
And
be
I'm
there.
I'm
Yep.
actually not. I'm not working security Thursday night either for like the
Yep.
first time in forever.
We can go live.
You're a
Go
bum,
live.
Anthony.
And then
But
if Harden has a
You're a
great
bum.
game, me and
You're such a
Dylan,
bum.
yeah.
me and Dylan will come on live on the air and
Mhm.
say he had a good game, and they're going to Game 7.
And that's all we need to talk about, baby. That's it.
But what
That's
if he
it.
stinks up the joint again?
Listen, the NFL schedule releases on Thursday.
Wow.
I feel like honestly,
already,
like
the game hasn't
I
even
no,
happened.
but my thing is personally, what was I saying before we even got on there? I said, hey, I don't mind if we base the pod just off the schedule release. I would just do that because I just personally get excited for the schedule release.
Anthony
So-
is 2 games away from being in full-on panic mode. Where
You are.
if the Sixers lose on Thursday, he's gonna be like, okay, cool. And if the Celtics win tomorrow, he's gonna be in full-on panic mode. He's gonna be like, oh no, the fucking Bucks are gonna eliminate in Game 6. Oh no.
Yeah.
I am really not worried about the Celtics series. Horford's not going to go off like that again. All right, he's not. All right, even y'all can
Hey,
admit
let's
that.
give Horford his flowers.
I will give Horford
Let's
his
give
flowers.
Horford his flowers.
36 years old and balling.
36 years old. De lo mío, Al Horford. Que lo que. De lo mío, Dominican Republic. That's my fucking guy. And he's out here clamping Giannis up.
Pulled out his one dunk of the week. He
32 points on 34 shooting.
Fucking.
He was out there trying to score fucking 68 points. That's fucking trash. Al Horford was like, yo, I'm going to dunk on you, and I'm going to make you my fucking bitch. You're a baby. You're a baby. Remember that fucking little Dominican kid? I know fucking baby. I fucking man. That's what fucking Al Horford did to Giannis.
You got to put that look.
He winked at him.
You got to put that stare. Got to put a stare on
got
screen.
the picture saved. I'll add it on here. Don't worry. Because Al Horford looked at him and took that shit personally. And he was like, all right, I'm going to make your life fucking miserable. Shout out to Ime Udoka for making a great fucking adjustment in the fourth quarter. Sitting Grant, sitting Tice, and just running small with Horford at the fucking center and having him work.
And shout out to Bud for making no adjustments.
Bud doing the Bud thing.
This is exactly why his ass was going to get fired last year.
This is exactly why I picked the Celtics. Because I knew Ime would be making adjustments as the series progresses. And Bud's just hoping Giannis can just run to the fucking basket full speed and get calls. Eventually he has to coach. Like Mike made a great point. Where was Bobby Portis in that fourth quarter stretch? Where was Bobby?
To the Bucks' defense, they're still not even hitting shots like that. And Brook Lopez can do more too. They can get more out of Brook.
The problem is you can't let Brook work on the block with Giannis on the court. Spacing's terrible. So, like, how do you do that?
Hit a couple threes, yeah. Spacing is terrible. Brook needs to be on the floor. But Brook has to play with Giannis because Brook can hit that three. So,
for Brook to be most effective, we saw last year against the Hawks, where Giannis was out for a game or so, Brook was effective when he could work on the block.
Terrorized it. Man.
Because whether I'll shit on Brook Lopez all day and night, right, for his time in the Nets, he is still one of the most skilled back to the basket centers in basketball.
Top 5,
and he always has been. He's not top 5 net, but he's not. He's one of the most skilled centers in basketball on the block. There's not many who could do it like he does, because he's got the size, he knows he has the footwork, and he can stretch. But the problem is you can't play that way with Giannis on the court. But what you get with Brook Lopez, you lose because you also don't get the energy that Bobby gives you. And they needed a spark.
It's a good thing I'm not Coach Bud. That's his job.
And they're about to go to a madhouse of the TD Garden.
Yeah, because they're hyped. They're hyped. Celtics
they are hyped. They were able to steal one in Pfizer, and they're hyped. They did exactly what they had to do.
If they end up beating the Bucks, I mean, you look at Kyrie Lowry list Miami Heat.
That's gonna be a great series regardless.
Kyrie Lowry? What did you call him?
Kyle Lowry.
That's gonna be a great, if that's is what the series is, like that.
I mean,
series is gonna be awesome.
Would be a wash though, because you got Kyle Lowry out and Middleton out.
No, we're talking about Boston, Miami.
But no, he's saying a wash in terms of who they'll play. I think Middleton is way more important to Milwaukee, especially in that series, Miami. Than Kyle Lowry would be to Miami in that series.
Middleton, Milwaukee is missing the guy who could create his own shot. They're
missing another 20 points. That's what they're missing.
They're missing the guy,
and sometimes 30. Yeah.
Where right now their offense is Giannis runs to the paint and then kicks out. That's literally their offense.
And Middleton is their closer. At the end of the game, Middleton is their ISO guy.
He was an integral part of the championship run last year.
When he decided to play well.
Yeah, when he decided to play well, yeah.
But when he decided to play well,
it was 38 points, 32. You know, he was dropping it, and he got.
He's also the guy in the closeout game that had 16 points.
If you get the good Middleton,
Giannis had 40.
So.
If you get the good Middleton, you get a great performance, though. You know.
Yeah, but this is also a reason why I picked Miami in this series. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. Miami is athletic enough to close out on those 3-point shooters, and not having Middleton is massive. Because now on that closeout, who's creating a shot to get himself a midi?
No, but if the Bucks got to Miami, I think Middleton would be back.
I don't know.
He should be back.
He should be back
because this is 3 weeks. He's gonna get evaluated now.
But reevaluated doesn't mean you're gonna play.
Exactly.
Yeah, but when would Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals be?
It should be sometime next week. Actually,
it would be the end of the week.
Yeah, sometime next week.
Because the Bucks play tomorrow. The Bucks play tomorrow. Then that's Game 5. Game 6, Game 7. Yeah, it's probably a week and a half, something like that.
Yeah, because
we're on every other day schedule right now.
Yeah.
Except for the Boston-Milwaukee series, which gets 3 days in between each game.
Yeah, they get 3 days.
Giannis is too busy running into walls. He has to take a little rest before he gets back and ready to play. But the series is exactly what I thought it was going to be right now. It's each team is punching each other in the mouth. Each team is punching each other in the mouth. Anthony thinking that Milwaukee just wasn't going to lose in Milwaukee is a wild thing to me. Because you could lose at home.
Again,
lose at home.
I give my flowers to Al Horford, but he's not scoring 30 again like that.
I know, but again, here's 2 things we haven't seen yet out of Boston that is can still happen. The Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, both playing good at the same time. We haven't seen that yet this series. And the inevitable Marcus Smart game where he just decides to flamethrow from 3. Those are 2 things that are always happening.
We also haven't seen Drew Holiday not play complete ass, and we also haven't seen
Drew Holiday. Again, I made this point before.
He's not a complete scrub though.
No, he's playing exactly how he plays.
No, but his shooting percentage is horrible.
Everybody's shooting percentage is horrible this series. It's the playoffs where they play hard defense. Giannis literally shot 13 for 34. That's awful.
Yeah, but Holiday
Like,
can't do what Giannis does. Holiday needs to step up. He's not this bad, all right? I know he's not a fucking star,
no,
but
he's
he's not
not.
this bad.
He's not. But like, this is what Holiday is. He's a good point guard who's going to play defense, and he'll give you
But he
anywhere
hasn't
from.
played good this year, this series, though. He
But
hasn't played good.
he's going to give you
Actually,
anywhere from
he
16 to
actually
20.
has.
He's played fine. He's
There's a
not the
reason Jalen
problem.
Brown has been quiet. There is a reason Jalen Brown's been
He's not
quiet.
But I'm talking about on the offensive end, though. Like, the Bucks
But what
need
does Drew
more
Holiday do
offensive.
great on offense?
Huh?
What does he do great?
But they're not asking him to do great. Not asking him to do
You're
great.
asking him to do great.
But no, I'm not. 23 of 72 from the field? You can't do better than that?
Hold somebody else to that same standard. You're only holding Drew Holiday to that standard. Hold Jason Tatum to that standard. Hold Jalen Brown to that standard. Hold Giannis to that standard. Hold everybody involved who's
Giannis
not
is getting
shooting
his
well,
point, but Giannis is getting his points other way.
But he's still shooting terribly.
If he's getting 34 bum rushing to the hoop, come on now.
But
Are
he's
you really
getting
going to get on it?
34 on 34. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's
The problem.
Possession.
That, like, imagine if he could get his 34 regardless, right? So if he only made 14 shots, that means that there's fucking 20 other shots that could have been distributed better. That's literally what that means. So if we're going to hold Drew Holiday to one standard, let's hold Giannis that same standard as the best in the world, right? He needs to facilitate better. And which goes back to the point where, Milwaukee, the other guys aren't shooting threes. They're not taking threes. Nobody can create. Drew Holiday's not a great, offensive shot creator. That's never been him. He's not.
But
So
again,
we're going to ask him to be that? No, we're not. So that's Giannis's job and Bud's job to get him in a better position.
That was the point I was going to make. But to that point, Dylan, this is coming back to what I was saying. Bud needs to start. He needs to start coaching. Like put him in pick and rolls. Like do something. Like
for everybody who gave me shit,
some more baskets. Like do something.
Everybody
man.
who gave me shit
like for real.
that at Steve Nash and that Nets series, I've been super consistent with that. Where Nash needed to be better at creating shots and KD needed to be better at getting himself better looks too. Right? This is where Drew and Giannis have to look at their schemes and be like, what are we gonna do? When Boston ran that small ball lineup, Al Horford out there as their center with Tatum, Brown, Smart, and Derek White, they did nothing. They went on like a 22-6 run and blew them out. And then Bud started waving the white flag with 2 minutes left. Like, what are you going to do? That's where you have to, as a coach, sit down and be like, what do I change? But Bud has never been good at making adjustments.
And
again, where's Bobby? Where's Bobby?
Where's Bobby?
Where's Serge? Where's Ibaka?
I forgot he was on the team.
Where's Ibaka? Like, now that Serge Ibaka looks stupid because Dante DiVincenzo's not there.
Yes.
And you're missing another perimeter defender who could help make other guys work.
Because that was supposed to be Grayson Allen. And Grayson Allen can't sniff the court.
Because he sucks.
So
he can hit an occasional three. Like
if Grayson Allen's not hitting somebody in the face, he's useless. Let's be real here. But that's why I think Milwaukee's in trouble. I feel like Milwaukee's in trouble because they got a hot Boston team going in TD that is a hostile environment. Do I think Giannis is good enough to temper the crowd and make Boston work for a W? Absolutely. But everybody else has to step up. And just pinpointing Drew Holiday in that situation is not the person.
I'm not just pinpointing Holiday. I'm also
Giannis is the person you have to be looking at. It's literally
you have to look at Giannis, but you still have to look at other people too. Like at the end of the day, there's a couple people on that Bucks roster that really need to step it up.
At this point, when Giannis is off the court, you need to make Brook Lopez your focal point on offense.
Especially if Bobby Portis is not out there.
You need to make Bobby your starter and Brook the sixth man. And then the second you take Giannis out and you see that Horford's out and you have Daniel Tice out there because Robert Williams is out, put Brook to work. Surround him.
And he can work too. He can work.
But Bud will only do that if Giannis isn't playing at all. Because you still got to keep the same game plan, but Giannis only really sits 2 minutes a game.
And in those 2 minutes he sat last game, he had to put his ass right back.
And even if we go back to game 4 or no, game 3, Giannis was exhausted.
Yeah.
Giannis was absolutely exhausted.
He was
Sitting there
exhausted
deep
last game
breathing.
too.
But now it's like Horford's gonna be doing a great. Horford may not put 30 up again, right? But he's gonna be there playing defense the same way.
The only thing we have to keep in mind, because he did a phenomenal job. He's actually done, like you said, he's done a pretty good job in this series. I mean, Giannis has gone off, but like he's had to work
for every basket.
But let's not forget, in my opinion anyway, Giannis is the best player in the world. He easily can go into that arena tomorrow and win the game by himself.
Absolutely.
He absolutely can go in there and win that game by himself and just drag them along. I don't think that will happen because I also don't think Jason Tatum's going to play as bad as he did. So,
but Tatum came alive yesterday.
No. Tatum did come alive.
And you know why Tatum came alive? Because another bad but coaching move by putting George Hill on Tatum for half of the fourth quarter, and then after he got hot, try to go, oh, Wes Matthews, go cool him off. It's too late. The fire started. It's too late.
But Tatum did make some crazy shots, though. He made some wild.
But Tatum was also taking a lot of stupid shots, and that's where Ime was like, calm the fuck down.
then they put George Hill on him, and it was like, all right, just get in the post and just take that all day. So,
best offensive player in the series is in Boston. Like, Tatum is the best offensive scorer in the series. Like, as far as getting you a bucket wherever you want. Mike and I were talking about this before you got in here. Giannis is shooting 40% from mid-range, but how many mid-range jump shots has he taken in this series? I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it's a lot or a lot at all. And that's because he doesn't know how to get to his spot. Because the best signature move in basketball is run full speed at the hoop, and then if somebody's in your way, run back to the 3-point line, and then run back at the fucking basket. That's it. That's literally what he does. Well, like, where Tatum will, if I'm going to run at the basket, I'll just pull up. Giannis doesn't have the ability to do that because he also has a slow pull up in his jump shot. So that's where it's like, you can rely on Giannis to get you 50 at any point, right? And it's all going to be at the rim and free throws. But that's true.
No.
Until that jump starts falling, and then it's all right, guys. We'll see y'all next game.
And then
once the jump starts falling, then it's all right. We'll see y'all next game because he's clearly on one tonight. So all right.
But like you need other people to do something, and Boston's others are playing well. Grant Williams didn't play great yesterday, but he was too busy getting beat the fuck up by Giannis all game and not an offensive foul being called anywhere after Grant Williams was getting hit in the head a ton. And I hate Grant Williams. And I'm over here just like, somebody help him. Somebody help him.
He had a rough game.
My two most hated players are in this series, fucking Thanasis and Antetokounmpo and Grant Williams. And every time Milwaukee scores,
you hate him more than Alex.
I hate Grant Williams and Thanasis are my. Every time Milwaukee does something, they cut to Thanasis on the fucking bench.
Which one is Alex? I be getting mixed up.
And he's just like, yes,
he gets so hyped and shit. I'm like, this motherfucker, like.
They just be showing him, and I'm like, he does nothing. At least last year they would put him in the last like possession of the game just to play defense, and just like, yes, I did something, and they put him back on the bench.
I think Charles Barkley said they have like the best job in America.
Yeah, he's just security. Yeah. He's gonna have a job for life.
He literally has turned into Udonis Haslem 2.0.
Except UD could play.
UD.
I don't know. UDB, them joints don't move like they used to.
Yeah, but Thanasis is fucking like 27.
I think, yeah, and like Alex is like 29 or some shit like that.
No, Alex is like 24.
Alex is 24.
If he had to give you 5-10 minutes, he could get you 5-10 minutes. If someone's in foul trouble, he could get you 5-10 minutes.
He'll get.
I don't know.
He'll get thrown out the game.
UD will go after to punch somebody and give you more time to rest your starters.
That's the thing too. Like if I see Udonis coming in the game, I'm like, oh, so we about to square up. All right, cool. All right. That's what we doing here because that's clearly what he's coming in the game
for. Hey man, Thanasis, that's That's Giannis's kryptonite in a sense as well. If you can get Giannis like thrown out the game, I mean Thanasis thrown out the game and suspended for a game or two, Giannis is not gonna play well because his
I you
big bro
know
is not there.
I would have agreed with you on that, James. But if you remember last year in the finals, he caught COVID before the clinching game. And I thought the same thing that you thought. There's no way Giannis is going to be able to focus. His brother's not here. This is the biggest game of his life. And then he went out there and scored 50. So I don't know.
Well, it'll be
It
different. It's
might be
different. COVID is
opposite.
different than getting it ejected mid-game.
Hmm.
Like
True.
when you know you have him. Like if you know you don't have him, it's easier to prepare. But like if you have him and then you fucking don't, then it's like, oh shit. I hate that motherfucker. I hate that motherfucker. Like he does nothing. Like
He's a cheerleader, man.
he does nothing. At least Grant like tries and is a good 3-point shooter now. Grant, my problem with Grant is he would always come out, talk shit, and then just get shit on. He would just so they would just score 30 on his head. But now he's a good player. I just hate his face.
You know what I have a fun fact for you guys. They said that because how effective Grant Williams has been lately, that he asked for more plays written out for him. You
what?
know the story, right? He wanted
Yeah.
more plays written out for him, and what he did was he wrote out a play for him to be on a block, and he got placed on the block, and he turned over his shoulder to do a fadeaway jump shot and got blocked. And Ime Udoka was like, "Yeah, that's not happening anymore."
I'm not surprised by that at all. At all. At all.
Yeah, Ime Udoka was doing some interview, and they're like, "What's something?" I don't know if it was like, "What's something bad about Grant Williams?" He was like, "He thinks he deserves plays run for him like Jalen and Jason." And that's what happened. He's like, he did that. It's like, "Yep, no, never again."
That's not your.
Now,
You're not that guy. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
now that we're on the topic of coaches, shout out to Monty Williams for getting Coach of the Year.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Shout out to Mike Brown getting the
Oh,
Kings
yeah,
shout out to
job.
Mike
I guess
Brown,
that's a
yeah.
shout out or a good luck or something.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. about that.
He's got the
I'm not
job
happy
in
about
exile.
I mean, he's got a job.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
He's
That's why I'm not
basketball
happy
Siberia.
about it, because this is going to be his last chance. Mike Brown's not going to get another coaching job. If
He'll
he
go back
bombs
to the
this-
Warriors bench, and then he'll get a job in 3 years after. Like he's never not gonna get a job, but like everybody understands that Sacramento is fucking Siberia. Like that's where you go to fucking die. Nobody's gonna take over. Like they haven't had a winning season since 2006.
Are you serious? It's been
Yeah.
that long?
Yeah,
Fucking shit.
yeah,
And
and
the
that's not a
funny
playoff
thing is-
appearance. That's just a winning season.
The funny thing is, they were on their way when they had
And then-
Mike Malone as their coach, and then Vlade Divac fired him for who knows what reason, and then he went to Denver, and Denver has not missed the playoffs since. Has not missed the playoffs since.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
The crazy thing is, it's like the last time the Kings were relevant, like, you know, them Kings and Lakers matchups, like those are golden. Like, and a lot of people don't remember them, like, because it's just been like since forever, since the last time the Kings were good.
Yeah, I know. Again,
You
last
mean when the
winning record,
NBA screwed
2006.
the Kings over?
Oh yeah, they screwed them.
That's
Oh,
when they
yeah,
also
yeah.
screwed the Bucks over
Mm-hmm.
when they were trying to put Allen Iverson in the finals.
He said when they were
AI was a monster, though. AI
He was.
Yeah,
but
he-
they
AI
still
was
fucked
balling.
over Ray Allen and JYD. So
even though I was youngest, a month like I remember that finals, the Sixers and Lakers. The Sixers won Game 1, and like people were like, "Oh my God, they could actually
And
win
the
this."
world
and then
was
nothing.
about to end. The world was going to end. 'Cause I don't know if you remember, the Lakers were undefeated in the playoffs
Yeah.
going into that.
Yeah, they
were
ran through
undefeated.
everybody.
They
Yeah,
literally were sitting here like they're gonna go 16-0. This is the greatest team of all time. And Allen Iverson promptly punched him in the face in the first.
And then they
game.
held Allen Iverson down and then whooped his ass.
And
It's
then
like that.
And then Phil Jackson literally went, "Wait a minute, There's nobody else on this team.
yeah,
Stop him. We win.
It's like that
Shaq-
video from
and
Vice
Shaq-
Land where they're talking about getting jumped into a gang, and there's like, fight back.
And then
Nah.
Shaq realized he had Todd McCullough guarding him, and the series was probably over.
Yeah.
Quickly.
No,
Promptly pack him the fuck up.
Nowadays, are we going to talk about Rudy Gobert? Is that what?
Yeah, that's a good segue there, Mike.
Rudy Gobert's bum ass.
Lord.
Why does everybody like to pick on him? Like,
What?
He said he would guard Shaq.
He didn't say he would guard him. He said
No.
lock his ass up. That's what he said. Lock his ass up.
No, but didn't Shaq say something first though?
Yeah.
Because Shaq was doing an interview or a podcast, whatever it was, and one of the ladies was like, "Oh, I think Rudy Gobert can hold you to 12 points," and Shaq was like, "Yeah, 12 points in 3 minutes."
Yeah. Like Rudy, like props for Rudy for defending himself, but I've seen Shaq do it against better. I've seen Shaq kill better. Like I've seen Shaq go to work against all-time defenders.
His
All-time guys.
His 2000-2001 season was one of the most dominant seasons.
Most dominant season ever. And I've
Yeah,
seen
you can
him
even make that.
kill
Yeah.
Dikembe Mutombo. I've seen him go at Hakeem Olajuwon. I've seen him kill David Robinson. I've seen him
Kill
work.
Alonzo Mourning. I've seen him kill Patrick Ewing. Like I've seen him do this to all of them.
And
All
Rudy
of them.
and Rudy.
But Rudy Gobert is the one that's going to stop.
Shaq has like 100 pounds on Rudy in his prime. Like 100
Of
pounds
muscle.
of
muscle.
muscle.
Yeah, muscle.
Give me 2006 Shaq against Rudy. I'm
He
still,
said, "Give me 2000."
95 Shaq against Rudy.
Like-
He's still busting him up. Like,
he's
come
giving
on.
Rudy every bucket, every which way where he's going to do that stop jump hook, or he's going to back him down, get him underneath, and just going to pull the rim down. The fucking
On his
Shaq
head.
Man logo, the Dunk Man logo, the Shaq logo. That's literally all it's going to be. And he's going to be sitting there just, barbecue chicken. It's over. He's going to post hook him. He's just going to make Rudy hate himself. He's going to make. I saw Ben Simmons put 42 on Rudy. 42
Yes.
on nothing but dunks in layup.
Didn't Jokic drop 50 on Rudy or something like that?
47.
Yeah, 47. Yeah.
Rudy Gobert
47 on
goes,
his
"Don't
head.
worry, clear out. I got him." And Jokic says, "Brother, I have 40."
Like, what are you?
Like, who,
Like I
what
said,
are you
I
doing?
love the confidence, but bruh, come on.
And
Like,
shout
who
out
are
to
you
you.
talking to?
shout out to Jokic too. Back-to-back MVPs. Give him
Yeah.
that flower.
Give Jokic his flowers, but it's like
Best big man in
it's
basketball.
tough. This me and Mike were talking about this too. It's hard to give once you we're not gonna sit here and say Jokic doesn't deserve the MVP because he absolutely deserves the MVP. But then it's like they give out the MVP in the playoffs and Jokic is bounced in the first round. And then you see the guy who also was competing for the MVP go out there and have 2 season-ending injuries happen to him at once and is out there fighting for his life and looks so dominant and valuable. And it's like, man, they got it, and it's not taking anything away. It's like, man, maybe they got it wrong, maybe they got it right.
The main talking point is no Murray or my MJP.
And they still are the same seed as Philly. And Philly didn't have Ben Simmons for all year.
Philly had to play Toronto, and Denver had to play Golden State.
That doesn't sound like a me problem.
He said,
At the end of the day, it doesn't sound like a me problem.
He said,
You
what that got
play
to
who's
do
in
with
front of
me?
you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But
My
then it's
problem
like there's
is that-
points in that Golden State series where Jokic had to get subbed out defensively because he couldn't hang, and then he goes and gets himself ejected from a game, and being on both sides of the court's going to give you greatness.
Yeah, but
That's
if you
where
saw,
you have an argument.
especially it was a game 5, Warriors and Nuggets. It was Jokic was on an island by himself, man. He was on an island by himself. Literally, nobody was doing anything. Like the last 2-3 minutes, they just gave the ball to him, and he just had to do his own thing. He was the only one scoring.
But then you have Embiid right now with broken face, torn ligament, concussion, out there balling. Like there was a point in the third quarter tonight where me and Mike were like, Oh, Miami needs to go back to like playing defense because Embiid has like 10 points in the last like 4 minutes and is eating them alive. And then after every bucket, taking off the face mask to like wipe himself off to put it back on. Like he's balling. He's out there by himself.
He's a very close second. You know, I still feel like
there's
he's a
an
very
argument
close
for both.
second.
But then it's like, and then like this series as a whole, where it's like he's out, Philly doesn't really stand a chance, except for like really doesn't stand a chance if he's not there. And then he comes back and he's a force. That's value.
But the thing is, you take Embiid and you take Jokic off the respective teams. Who does better? Most people say the Nuggets.
They're different.
I mean, most people say the Sixers would still have a better record.
I don't know because Jokic doesn't play defense. And Embiid does. And if you instill somebody who's playing defense on the Denver, it may look a little bit different. But not to the level that Embiid does.
He doesn't play it to Embiid's level, but I don't want to make it seem like it's just out there.
I mean, if you look at like stats defensively, Jokic is awful.
He's not awful.
Yes, he is. He is. Like awful. Like if you go and like do his like defensive win shares and shit, he's awful. But like if you put somebody on that in down the middle who's going to get you buckets and is going to play defense, Denver may look at it a little bit differently. I'm not saying to be better or worse, but it may be different. And this is not me taking anything away from Jokic because he absolutely deserves the MVP. 2,000, 1,500. Like that's never been done before.
Never been done. My thing.
Oh my bad. Nah.
The NBA's problem is that what are we? We're in the middle of round 2, and they still haven't officially announced who's won the MVP. Like you can't tell me that they don't know who the MVP is. Like if they give out the regular season awards the first week of the playoffs, then it's not that big of a not that it's not that big of a deal, but it has less of an impact because it's still the first round. Like if Joker gets his MVP trophy in game 3 of the first round or game 4 when they won the game, it looks better than here we are in the second round. He's still, he's about to get announced as the winner, and his team is gone already. Like, give the awards out while everybody is still playing to lessen the blow if something like this happens. Because, you can't control. Like you said, we can't control.
Didn't they used to do it that way?
I felt like they did because I vividly remember Dirk Nowitzki getting his MVP award and then getting announced by San Antonio. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know why they like to stretch it out, but this is why you don't stretch it out.
I also feel like they should stop putting the MVP in the writers' hands because there's narratives.
I do too.
I think it should be a peer award.
Well, I think it should be both, and just.
I think the writers should give you your nominees, like your 10, and then the players should pick from those 10. Or 5.
Players and coaches.
Players and coaches.
Because the players can be biased too.
Keep the
because even Draymond said players can be biased.
Players can be biased too, but players and coaches, I think we would get or a combination of the 3: players, coaches, and the media. There you go.
And weigh the media less. Way the media less.
Yeah, but my thing. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't think they've gotten it wrong too many times with MVP. I think they've been mostly spot on. At least in recent history.
They got it wrong because
Steve
exactly.
Nash
And they have.
I was just about to pick it up. I'm up Nash the one consecutively.
They have this thing where they have MVP because Jordan should have easily been winning it every year in the 90s. LeBron should have won it like 5 years ago.
There's no reason that Steve Nash and Jokic should have more MVPs than Kobe Bryant.
They get tired of voting for the same person over and over again. So,
do you remember that year they gave it to? Remember that year they gave it to Derrick Rose? It was the year the Bulls. They won
LeBron has an argument for that.
Statistically, Derrick Rose was not great, but they were the number 1 seed. And he won 60-something games, and he was the best player.
21 tearing up the league. Yeah, he was 21 tearing up
I just don't know what the criteria is for MVP anymore.
That's the problem, too. It's just
because it used to go to the best player on the best team.
No, but I like the fact that Jokic got it because I feel like they're looking at it from a standpoint of who matters the most to their team, not just who's on the top team.
I don't know. I don't think that's what they did. I think this was an analytics.
Because if that was the case, Giannis would have won it.
No, but
Giannis,
I'm coming from a
Giannis or
standpoint.
Durant.
I'm coming from a standpoint of no, but I'm coming from a standpoint is if you take this player off this team, how successful is this team? That's where I'm coming from. If you take Giannis off the Bucks can still compete for a
You
playoff
think
spot.
so? Well,
Yeah, at least in the.
yeah, but because
I
you
think
have
so.
the play in.
But if you take Joker off the Nuggets, this Nuggets team, they're not a playoff team. They're not.
Are
Without Murray and MJP,
without Murray?
Yeah,
and
I said yeah.
no,
This team right
MPJ,
now,
no.
I don't think so.
and that's what I feel like is a lot of people's argument. Like, how much does this player matter to this team? And I feel like Jokic has that edge, and that's why he won. Because I was on the MB train for a while, but then I was like, you know what?
I was too.
Yeah.
I still don't really agree with that they're going with the value thing.
I don't
Because value wise, you take Giannis off Milwaukee, they're probably losing in the play-in. And with Chris Middleton as your number one guy. Like, you're probably losing to Cleveland in the play-in, if we're being real here, right? If you take Jokic off of Denver, they're not a playoff team. They're not a play. Well, but like the bottom of the West is so fucking bad, they probably would have found their way in the fucking play-in. So like, who knows? But then it's like I'm gonna sound like a homer again, but like Durant literally was number one seed and they went to a play-in spot. Like that's actual like visual proof for like value. But then you also have a guy like fucking Jared Allen, Jimmy Butler, like all those guys have value. So there's not a real way to show that without like actually removing them. And there's only really one case of that happening, and that's Brooklyn. But again, yeah, if you're going off value, it's Giannis. Giannis carries that team of bums with him. Like it's true. Giannis carries that fucking team of bums, and then the occasional Middleton like diamond. So it's hard. So
and
like
Luka too, by the way. Luka too.
Oh yeah, Luka. Yeah.
Luka too, because Dallas is trash without him. I don't care what they did. I don't care what they did against Utah. They're trash without Luka. So
yeah, Luka's.
And here they are in the second round without. And Luka played what, one game?
Luka scored 45 and they got blown up by 20. You can't tell me that that's a good team. You cannot tell me that's a good team.
Brunson did show up in games 3 and 4, so we can't completely exclude
Brunson showed up in this whole playoff.
Yeah, he's been showing up in this whole playoff actually.
At the time of this recording, they're winning right now.
Mike and I were talking about before y'all got in, like I was saying that I think they should have a regular season like MVP and then a playoff MVP, because you have your finals MVP already, where the people who win it are going to get recognized, but then like the guy who has like an exceptional playoffs goes through and gets like no recognition.
And see, Anthony, that's the same reaction that I had.
Just seems too spread out.
Because but that's not a thing you give out right away. That's something like you give out after the playoffs are already over. Like, hey, we've discussed, we milled over, and playoff.
But the thing is, it would almost always go to a member of a team who's in the conference finals.
No, but you don't do that because it's not always going to be that. Because a guy like Al Horford, for instance, is having like a career resurgence in the playoffs.
But there's like no way somebody whose team gets eliminated in the first round would win it over someone.
I'm not saying it's going to be the first round. Because let's say this Dallas-Phoenix series goes down and to Game 7, and Jalen Brunson keeps balling out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all going to forget about it. We're all going to forget about it in like 3 weeks. Not even 2 weeks. Because we're going to be focused on the finals. And like this is where it's like everybody's great performances kind of go away. Where Jalen Brunson's been having a great playoffs. Al Horford's been having a great playoffs. So like all these guys deserve some type of recognition. That's why it's like you could do a playoff MVP or some type of award for the playoffs, or like
I guess I just try to imagine
show out award or like coming out party thing. Like
I guess I just try to imagine a press conference
instead of like you know how we have the All NBA, like the All Playoff team.
Yeah.
That I could get.
That makes more sense to me. Like I could get behind that.
Because
An
then you
all
like, oh,
playoff
here's the all playoff team for the 2021 NBA playoffs. At point guard, this person had a breakout playoff. He did this. Here's Jalen Brunson. At shooting guard, this person did great here. It's going to be Devin Booker or whoever the fuck you want to put. Like Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and then whoever the fuck you want to put at center.
Jimmy Butler's
Nah,
having a really good playoff.
Or yeah, exactly. Jimmy Butler too. Jimmy Butler's been out of his mind.
yeah, he's been playing out.
He's having a really good playoff.
He's been playing out of his mind.
He's playing bubble ball.
You got that bubble, Jimmy Butler. Now, did you hear what Jeannie Buss? She actually came out and she was not happy. She was not happy. She put out a statement. She was like, "Yo, we spent all this money.
All the Lakers in Pelican Bay." That's what she said. All y'all Pelican.
And she's gonna go and get Phil Jackson. She's gonna go get Phil Jackson to lead the charge.
Yeah, that's her boo. That's why.
She was not happy at all, man.
Yeah, because Phil Jackson as an executive is fucking great, right, Knicks fans?
Shut up. We don't need to talk about that. But speaking of the Knicks, I'm glad you mentioned the Knicks.
Oh, here we go.
Glad you mentioned the Knicks. All right, so what's the next topic?
Yeah.
You said speaking of the Knicks.
I would say you said. I'm glad you
Are you going to talk about how your sources say the Donovan Mitchell's going to be a Knick?
It's not becoming an impossibility. All right, we're looking at it.
Never was.
No, but what I'm trying to
with Knick fans is Knick fans like to do this to themselves, and then nothing happens. Like, stop setting yourself up for fucking failure.
I believe it when I see it.
Stop, exactly.
Okay.
Stop setting yourself up for failure. You guys did this with Kevin Durant. You guys did this with Kevin Durant.
The James Harden article aside, there is actual articles that say Donovan Mitchell has a mutual interest in coming to New York. Does that mean he's going to be on the first plane to New York? No, it doesn't.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell doesn't have anywhere like he prefers to play that's not Utah.
I
Sacramento.
agree, Dylan, but I think he has had enough of Rudy Gobert.
No, he's done. He's done. But Donovan, again, leave nothing until it actually happens. Like, I will not sit here and be like, oh, because Donovan Mitchell's from Connecticut. Like, he played ball here. Like, this is where he was playing in high school. But and we're not too far from New York, but he literally has zero
Come
say.
home, Spider. Come home, Spider.
Zero say in where he goes. Like, zero say. And it's not like the Knicks can put together this fucking Godfather offer.
We can put an offer. We can put a good enough offer.
It depends on what Utah values him as, because Shaq had a very, very good point about Donovan Mitchell last night that made me go, he's absolutely right. Donovan Mitchell is really good. The problem is Donovan Mitchell is really good. At this point in his career, he should be a great player, and he's not a great player. And it pains me to say that because I love Donovan Mitchell, but he's absolutely right. He's not a great player yet. He's a really good player.
With an Aaron Judge walk-off.
All rise.
Aaron Judge walk-off, Yankees win.
All rise.
Pay him.
Pay him everything.
Pay him. MVP.
Hey, the Reds, we've been winning too.
How many games y'all won?
We actually have been winning. All right.
Y'all, how many games y'all won?
Wait. We just won our series against the Pirates a couple of days ago, so stop it. And we just beat the Brewers.
Anthony?
Wait. And we beat the Brewers too. All right. So let's not act like the Brewers aren't nice. All right.
The Reds and the Pirates are just two special ed kids fighting.
And we seem to always come out on top. Remember when I said when we start losing all those fucking games, I was like, yo, we just need a couple series with the damn Pirates to just make our record look a little bit better right now. And that's what we finally got. We finally ran into the Pirates and we started whipping off some games. We're scoring runs. We're looking good, even though we're not good. But hey, I don't mind.
Y'all are the worst team in baseball.
And the Yankees and the Mets are the two best teams in baseball. Y'all are
what
the
a
worst.
Time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
I know.
Like
What a
ESPN
time.
this
did an
year's
article
Subway
last week.
series.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh
Awesome.
my god!
When does the Subway series start?
I don't
I can
know.
imagine. I can imagine tickets to that. How much that must cost.
There was an article ESPN's baseball writers wrote where they were grading everybody's season thus far, and the Yankees had an A plus, the fucking Reds had an F minus minus.
What? Are you serious? At F minus minus?
I mean, that's what it's been.
Anthony, remember when you were posting a picture right before baseball season started about how the Reds were the 29th ranked team in baseball? You're like, this is awful. Whoever wrote this
it's
needs to be
fucking
fired.
all sports news.
Do we
Fucking all
remember when I
sports.
got Anthony to say on the pod that the Reds were making the playoffs?
Playoffs,
Do we remember that? Do we remember that so long ago?
Oh, it was a 3-run home run in the ninth.
He's so good.
So why the fuck didn't y'all give this man a contract?
Because
The
Cashman's
contract
a
he was
fucking
looking for.
asshole.
Oh, here we go.
Cashman's an asshole. Cashman's operating off of, if Jeter didn't do it, you can't do it. That's literally what he's operating off of.
That's ownership.
Get Aaron Judge what he wants.
Aaron
Judge is he's at this point in the
What
season.
was the contract they tried to give him that he rejected?
Oh, what was it?
7 years. I think 230. I think.
What did he want?
No, it was like 310, and he said no, I want 320.
Yeah, they're
Come
off
on now.
Yeah, they're off. They're not off by much, which is frustrating.
But Cashman's like no.
But I don't
So
think
now-
the Yankees want to give him the years that he wants. I think that's the problem.
Because Judge is like 29 or 30. 30.
He was he played like 4 years in college before he came over.
And then he had to, and then because baseball has this ridiculous
Arbitration rule that means you can't go ahead and get money until you're 10 years into your fucking, and you have to have played a full like 162 games.
Yeah, like it is
for you to qualify for arbitration.
Worst system I've ever. Like, I don't even know how the players agree to that. Like, it's the worst system ever.
But then they give out 10-year contracts that never end up well.
Robinson Cano.
Well, the Angels saw it the worst when they paid Albert Pujols.
I know.
They got Pujols right after MVP Pujols, World Series Pujols, and then he got old.
That was
4 years of the contract.
When is
old instantly?
When is Fernando coming back?
No idea.
Fernando Tatis. Fernando Tatis.
Tatis.
Oh,
Tatis. My bad. Tatis.
Thank you, James. Tatis.
You said Tatis?
Yeah, I'm like,
Fernando Tatis?
Talking about? How do you mispronounce one of the best players in baseball?
He has a
the
hard
most
problem.
electrifying player in baseball.
It's hard A's with Anthony. It's Raz, it's Giannis, it's
Where's Fernando coming back? Tatis. Fernando Tatis.
And that's why I was like, Fernando? Who calls him Fernando? Like, what? Who does that? And where have you been? He's playing. Who are your sources? Who are your sources?
I just heard he got. Listen, you can forgive me for not watching much baseball this season. All right, so I'm not really up on my baseball news like that. But I didn't. Look, man, when your team is just irrelevant, you tend to shy away from baseball right now. So, you got to give me a pass on that one.
You know what's even better about the Yankees being as good as they are? The Red Sox are fucking terrible.
God awful.
Are awful.
God awful.
Trevor Story sucks.
Every second of it. The Red Sox.
He sucks.
And we wanted him.
We did.
I did. Terrible.
I did.
I did too, but I didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
Ooh, I didn't know it was gonna be. It is rough sledding over there in Boston.
But if your name's not Xander and fucking Raphael, the rest of your team stinks. Xander Bogaerts and Rafael Devers are still fucking fantastic.
You know who else is playing really good that we wanted? Freddie Freeman is playing really good.
I wanted Freddie Freeman. I told you, you know how I feel
wanted
about
Freddie Freeman.
How my man Freddie Freeman. That's my guy. That's my guy. And it's early. It's still early. But this is giving me, just like the NCAA tournament when I said when Duke and Carolina. This is all fun and good, but Kansas is gonna win. And it's early, and this is all fun and good, but I don't know who's beating the Dodgers right now.
Shout out to Anthony Rizzo.
Their lineup is ridiculous. Yeah, shout out to Anthony Rizzo, who's
Rizzo's played really well.
Playing amazing.
A career resurgence for old man Rizzo. About to earn him his pinstripes.
How did we get Rizzo on the team?
We traded for him last year.
We traded for him. Who makes the trades on the team? Oh, the GM makes the trades on the team. Oh, the trash.
So Cashman finally did
the trash
something.
GM. Okay,
He does bad things sometimes.
I was just wondering.
Most times, actually. Sometimes there's good things.
I don't know.
Sometimes there's good things.
How did we get Stanton on the team? Oh,
Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter did us a favor. Derek Jeter did us a favor. Because we got him for nothing. We got him for nothing.
And got them to pay for it, yes.
Yeah, so, Jeter was just like, here you go. That's how we got Stanton.
We'll pick up the tab, don't worry. We'll pick up the tab, don't worry.
Jeter definitely came through in the clutch with that.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, all right, I'm done here. See ya.
I know. He's like, all right, y'all just suck down here.
He goes, everything about this is terrible. I'm going to do something for the Yankees. And eventually he'll be working with us because that's the only place he needs to be working.
We were winning the last.
What?
Well, what are you shaking your head about?
No, we lost today.
A shocker?
Are you
But hold on. We have another series with the Pirates. We have another series with the Pirates coming up.
Yeah, you gotta beat up on those kids. They don't even know how to play baseball over there in Pittsburgh.
And they're still better than the Reds. They're still better.
I can't wait to go to this Reds-Yankees game.
I can't wait to not go there.
Oh, you're going.
So sick.
We're gonna have
y'all gonna have to dump my black ass, put me in a car, and take me over there.
Whatever it takes.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Boy, did that sound so good at the beginning of this season. Yankees and Reds. Man.
You're the one that put it in the chat.
I know. I did put it in the chat.
You're terrible when it comes to hyping up your own teams. Your teams do not At least I know my teams do nothing but let me down. You are oblivious to the fact that they let you down.
Dylan. I hyped up the Raiders, and
you said the Reds are going to the playoffs.
I said Raiders. I'm talking about the Raiders.
I know. I'm talking about the Reds.
You said the Reds.
Okay, but that was based off of last season.
All right, so let's go based off. Since we've been doing this pod, you've said the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl. They didn't go to the Super Bowl.
But they made it to the playoffs.
But they lost first round. You picked them to go to the Super Bowl.
But I also picked them to go to the playoffs when y'all said they weren't going nowhere.
Congratulations! That does nothing. You have the same amount. You have less playoff wins in the last 10 years than we do. So shut up.
Always going off the path.
Raiders were going to the Super Bowl. They didn't go to the Super Bowl. You said the Knicks were on a collision course with the Warriors for the fucking NBA Finals.
I said next year the Knicks are.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
James has the clips. We're good. I'll post those here. You fucking
I'll
clown.
delete them.
You can't. You literally can't.
You can't delete it off.
You don't even know what I do to edit this pod. You don't know what software I use. You don't know nothing.
Lord.
And then you said the Reds were going to make the playoffs. Nobody likes disappointment like you. You're a master.
First off, the Raiders are going up. So yeah, they didn't win the Super Bowl, but I made a lot of other projections that are also right. So let's not act
the Raiders are going up while going down in their fucking division. So how does that make sense?
Whatever. How are they going down?
The problem is the rest of the division got infinitely better.
Yeah, the Raiders got better, but so did everybody else.
Okay, but the Raiders still got better.
But not in the parts where it matters.
It doesn't mean anything if you
still haven't gotten your defense.
You
still haven't gotten your defense.
Oh God! Here comes the Raiders defense stink. All right, come on, let's hear it, Dylan. Let's hear it for the 80th time, Dylan, about how the Raiders defense is terrible. Let's hear it.
If I've said it so many times, you should know. You guys have the worst defense in the division.
It's funny because they always keep saying, "Oh, Derek Carr is the worst quarterback."
Never said that. Never said that.
Everyone else. You definitely said that.
I never said it.
I think so.
Everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks
You
Carr
can
is the
put-
worst quarterback in the.
Is he
You can
better than
put me
Pat
in that boat.
Mahomes?
Nope.
No.
Is he better than Justin Herbert?
Nope.
Why is he not better than Justin Herbert?
I'm just asking if he's better than Justin Herbert or not.
No, but here's the thing. Because here's the thing. When people say, "Oh, Pat Mahomes is better than Carr," I don't argue that. But then when people say Justin Herbert is better than Carr, I say based off of what?
Analytics.
I think Justin Herbert is going to be
Careful,
better
Jay.
than Carr.
Careful.
I think
You don't
Justin
watch-
Herbert's ceiling
you don't
is
watch football,
Yeah.
Jay.
significantly better than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
That's a bad take, James. By the way. But
I
anyways,
wouldn't know.
the reason why I say when people say Justin Herbert is better than Carr, the reason why I say based off of what is okay. First thing is you look at the weapons. What did Carr have at his disposal versus Justin Herbert?
A murderer.
And then he said a murder. He said a
He
murder.
was killing the game, man. He was killing the game. And a dominant tight end.
Carr was one of the top 5 passers last year. You look at the other 4 people that were in that category and compare the offensive weapons they had to Derek Carr's. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. And still, who ended up watching the Raiders from home? Yes, the Chargers. Who sent them home? The Raiders. But everyone says the Chargers.
The Chargers sent themselves home.
Yes, the Chargers sent themselves.
They did. They did. And you know it. They did.
You know it. That's why you're laughing.
They
The
did.
Chargers. The Chargers sent
Chargers
themselves.
are just stupid.
The
Like I think Derek Carr is better than Herbert right now. If you ask me that question in 2 years, I will think Herbert is better.
And that's a fair assessment.
But I don't think Derek Carr is better than Russell Wilson.
But right now, would you say Russell Wilson's better than Derek Carr right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would.
Yes.
So this year that Russell Wilson had was better than Carr.
No, Russell Wilson was hurt and then played hurt. So I don't think that's fair. And Seattle's offense is fucking stupid. I think he's got a better offensive line. He's got just as good as a running back depth. And they got great receiver depth, and they have a good defense. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a really good
You
year.
don't think Seattle didn't have good receivers either?
Yeah, but their offensive line was dog shit. And their defense was trash.
Russ has been running for his life for 5 years.
And that defense is one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life. Where Denver will give Russell Wilson time to sit on the fucking sideline and not have to
First
run.
off, I don't even like talking about the fucking Broncos because I wake up this morning and the NFL has the fucking audacity to put those fuckers on Christmas Day.
They have
Better
the
than you
audacity. They
They
have
put-
the audacity
to
to
put-
put one of the
to-
biggest stars in the league in a
Oh,
prime
yes.
time game on Christmas.
Yes, they have the audacity to put the goddamn Broncos on Christmas Day and not the Raiders.
You know the Broncos
better
are a
than the
national
Raiders.
team, right?
Hold on,
No,
wait,
the Broncos
because
are a-
wait, hold on. You know who's also going to LA? The Raiders. We also play the Rams in LA. They could have put that on Christmas Day. No, let's put
Sure
the Broncos.
could've.
They could
Sure
have, but
could've.
the
The Raiders
fourth
in
team that
LA
division.
on Christmas? That's not
The-
rating.
No.
Yeah, I'll take
Russell Wilson, please.
versus Matt Stafford.
The Christian man, Russell
Any
Wilson
day-
on Christmas?
Any day of the week. Get me a little Sierra in an orange dress.
Oh,
What are
God.
we doing?
Come on,
Like,
man.
the Raiders are the fourth best team in that division. Like, the
By the
Broncos
time
are
we get
better
to
than the
Christmas,
Raiders.
The Raiders could be 3-11. Like, what are you talking?
There's
The
only
Raiders
two-
could be.
There's only two places the Raiders are better than the Broncos at. It's defensive end
And
and it's
logo.
tight end. That's it.
Y'all might not have the logo battle either.
That's it. You guys have the best wide receiver in the football, but they have a better wide receiver group. They have the running backs are just as good, if not better, than Josh Jacobs and Melvin Gordon. They lost Noah Fant. Noah Fant wasn't as good as Darren Waller to begin with. Your guys'
They might
defensive
have the
line's
tight
better.
end. They might have the tight end.
No. Vegas has the tight end. Like, regardless, they were never not losing that. He's the third best. He's the fourth best tight end in football. And then you have
Four?
the secondary. Yeah.
Yeah, four.
Kittle, it's Kelsey, it's Andrews, and it's Waller. Andrews is a better blocker. He's a better blocker than Waller.
Andrews is the one I'm like.
Andrews is
I
a
don't
better
know about
blocker than
Andrews,
Waller.
man. I don't know. About Andrews.
I used to hate on Mark Andrews, but then I saw
Mark Andrews
last year.
He can play. Yeah, he can play.
No, he can play. He's nice, but
he's a hooper. But he's a
I
better
don't know.
blocker than Waller is.
A healthy Darren Waller is nasty, man. He
is, but Waller is not as good as a blocker as Andrews is. That's where I give the edge to Andrews. As far as catch radius and stuff, yeah, I think Waller's better. As far as like going out and getting the ball, but route running, he's just as good. He puts himself in a spot where Lamar can get the ball, but he's a better blocker in the run game than Waller is. You can shoot me, that's fine.
I just need this NFL schedule to come out.
But yes, the linebackers in Denver are better than your linebackers, and the secondary in Denver is better than your secondary on all fronts, the corners and safeties. You guys don't stand any chance in that front. Your safeties stink and your corners stink. You guys don't have a single player in your secondary better than Justin Simmons.
I'm not
a single player.
I'm not. Wait. Hold on. Let me go. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. All right.
But my thing is, how can the Raiders be better than that team if they're only better in two groups?
But we're talking about on paper, Dylan. You're just saying stuff on paper. We actually have to see them get on the field. All right. Because last year, everyone said the Chargers are the better team. And they are the better. They are.
They're just poor. They're just poorly coached.
Just poorly coached.
They are. They lost a lot of games on the back of their coaches' decisions. Like they let the fucking Bengals come back and whoop that ass.
And they should have never lost that Bengals.
They should have never lost that game.
You would have never been in the playoffs to begin with.
Yeah. They lost a lot of games off the back of that motherfucker. So, like, it is what it is.
Coaching's part of the team, man. Good coaching.
But you guys were also in between coaches, so that's what makes it worse. And now y'all are on a completely new coach and a new organization. I don't think you have an idea what you're going to be looking at.
You don't know what you have in that coach. He could be trash.
Especially since all we know
that's the same thing
is trash. Facts and stats. Whenever Josh McDaniels has been a head coach, he's been awful.
Well, let's hope he's learned his lesson from his trash past, all right? So
that's why you don't hire anybody from New England. Bill does everything there.
You're talking to me for I didn't do the hiring.
Bill does everything there. That's why you don't hire a GM from New England, because it's Bill. And that's why you don't hire a coach from New England, because it's Bill. That's why I don't trust y'all either. Y'all just trying to be the Patriots. And that doesn't work for anybody else.
Doesn't work for anybody. Doesn't work for anybody.
Yeah, feel bad, Anthony. Shout out to Ryan Tannehill for being a bitch.
Listen, on one end, I understand his mindset.
That was so out of nowhere.
But on the other hand, yeah, he's being a bitch.
He's being a bitch.
Like, I understand it. Like, no, I'm not going to train my replacement to take my job. I get that mindset. But, yeah, no, you're being a bitch.
No, my brother said the same thing. I mean, Ryan Tannehill didn't say anything bad. It's just the fact that he said it.
The fact that he said it.
The fact that
you can think it, and you're right, but don't say
leader of this team.
Like
your job may not be to go and mentor him to take your job, but your job is to make sure that he doesn't fucking suck.
And your job is to advance the program. You're supposed to be a Titan for life. You want the Titans to be good. If that means you have to take a back seat, then you take a back seat. That's
your job. Your job is to help him be a pro. Your job is not to mentor, because that's nobody's job, right? You just do things as a leader to make somebody better. Your job is to make sure he doesn't fuck up his life, because that's to be the guy you're spending the majority of your time with when you're in OTAs and mini camps and all that shit. He's going to be in the same room as you.
Yeah, now you're going to have that awkward energy.
Mm-hmm. It's awkward energy.
Probably just fired this kid up, too. Make him be like, I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Like,
better not
I don't think Blake Willis is very good to begin with, but, like, I'm rooting for him now.
He's a raw talent. He's a very raw talent.
I don't know what we have, but if he lives up to his potential, I can have Patrick Mahomes 2.0, man. If he lives up to
The
potential.
thing is, like, he was okay at Liberty. He was like
But look at his
okay at Liberty.
raw. But that's why we're going off potential. Look at his raw physical.
But if anybody can hide his weaknesses, it's y'all, because you guys hide Ryan Tannehill's weakness every fucking week by just handing the ball off to Derrick Henry.
You have the best running back in the game. It's easy.
Like, it's
Height,
easy. That's
give it
bad
to
QB
the
101.
Because he almost had 1,000 rushing yards, but like what week? What week did he get? Yeah, like week 8, he was at like 937.
He missed the second half of the season and still finished top 5 in rushing in the league. Like, come on, man. I don't want to hear none of this Jonathan Taylor stuff. Like, no. Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. There's no 1A. It's King Henry and the rest of y'all.
But Jonathan Taylor is nice, though. Jonathan
Taylor Thomas. I don't care what his name
is. I can't completely dismiss the dude because homeboy is nice, though. But I agree. But I agree.
It's all his bad QB 101.
The funny thing is the coach just straight up copied that style too.
Completely. They are a Walmart brand.
Except they got the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah, that is true. I thought about it for a second. I was like, wait, who else is it?
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Better than Tannehill.
Yeah, you don't. You had to think about that.
No, I forgot who.
Think about that.
I forgot who the quarterback was.
Tannehill's the third best quarterback in that division.
I was like, who's the Texas quarterback? And I was like, Davis. I was like, oh no, he's right.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, who's the Texas? Oh yeah, Texas.
Davis Smith. I was like, yeah, he's right.
He's right. And Trevor Lawrence ain't ready yet.
Trevor Lawrence right now is better than Ryan Tannehill.
No, he's not.
Yes,
no, he's not. No. That's going too far.
That's going too far. It's not.
He's unproven yet. He's still unproven.
And I take the unproven Trevor Lawrence than the proven Tannehill.
No.
Let's see how he plays with a real coach.
Let's see how he plays first.
What's gonna be better? He's Doug Peterson's quarterback friendly. He's gonna be looking better than Tannehill in week 1. He's running RPOs and shit, and he's gonna be throwing bombs to his $24 million receiver Christian Kirk.
He's a $24 million.
And he's gonna be looking, wow, this guy's really the second best quarterback in the
$22 million receiver.
Same shit. Overpaid fucking bum.
Nah, but I think the Jaguars did a decent job of like surrounding him with talent. You know.
The Jaguars aren't the worst team in football anymore.
They're not.
On paper.
It's still the Lions.
On paper.
Still the Lions.
I don't know.
No, I like what the Lions did.
Man. I like what the Lions did. To not be the worst team in football. Let's not get crazy. They're not the worst. I think the Texans are the worst team in football.
But who on paper would you say is the worst team? Would you say the Texans?
The Texans.
Yeah. No, it's the Texans. The Texans, yeah.
The Texans are the worst team in football.
Well, the Texans did the Dylan's like easy draft tool where you want to get yourself some players, go draft nothing but SEC guys. You're gonna win. You're gonna win every time.
Odds are gonna be in your favor.
You're gonna get a baller if you just take guys from Texas A&M, Georgia, Alabama. Like
exactly, 1 out of 5 will hit.
Like,
that's why Georgia had like their whole defense drafted.
They won the Natty. So same thing happened with LSU a couple years ago. LSU won the Natty, and everybody on that team got drafted.
And look how many of them dudes is good.
All of them.
Almost all of them. all of them. So
you want to be good, draft SEC guys. But shout out to these guys right here. Shout out to these guys right here.
We'll see.
Had the best
draft. Hey, the Jets without a doubt had the best draft. Like not even like a question.
Still the third best team in the division.
We got ballers.
Are they the third best team in the division?
We're not the worst. Huh? That's the thing. We're the third best team in our division, and we're not the worst.
Sorry, I'm assuming you're saying Miami's second, right?
Yes.
Are you saying okay?
Yeah, New England's the worst team in the division.
Is Miami better than New York?
Yeah,
barely.
Well, I think so
the Jets
because
are
I believe in Tua. I
think it's tied.
But I believe in Tua. I think Tua is the real deal. And I think now that he has some...
But Zach Wilson did show some improvement later in the season last year.
So the reason why I'll put the Jets
at 3... better than
Miami yet. I put the Jets at 3 because I know what Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are.
Mm-hmm.
Where Corey Davis
stinks. Take much.
Corey Davis stinks. Elijah Moore's really good, and Garrett Wilson has never stepped on the NFL field. Right?
That's true.
And I know I could throw a bubble screen to Tyreek Hill and it'll go 80 yards. I've seen it.
Potentially.
I mean, but still, like, you get what I'm
On the
saying.
defensive
though. Like,
side of the
Yeah, I
ball,
know.
I think we
you don't gotta
closed the
get
gap
creative with
significantly.
I think the Jets will be improved defensively.
I think
They better
defensively
be.
we
They better be
closed
for
the gap.
Salah's. Hope they better be better.
Like, we added, the only place we didn't add was linebacker, and I think we can find a guy.
Because we don't talk about the AFC East enough, I feel like.
Because it's a trash division.
It's a young division. It's not really trash, it's young. The Jets were trash.
Well,
we'll do that.
But that and
No, we're
there's
not.
no drama because Buffalo is so good. So
Yes.
whatever.
But then
There's
you
no
have,
drama
like,
with it.
the Bill Belichick fucking stinks as a GM thing, where you're drafting 4th-round guys in the 1st round. Like, there's actual talent to be drafted, and you're taking guys nobody's looking at.
I just have an issue with people discrediting Belichick because I just feel like he does his own thing. He's on like an island by himself. I don't like to say, I didn't like what the Patriots did and all that. Like, Belichick has his way of doing things. That's just kind of how I always felt. Like, so I don't want to completely just.
Anthony, out of a handful of guys, who has he, like, really
Hit
drafted?
Who has he hit on?
In the last 10 years, he's hit on, I think, 4 players doing it his way.
The problem is he's such a good coach that he can overcome his terrible drafting. That's what the problem.
That's what I'm trying to
And
say.
he's also had fucking Tom Brady.
And he's had Tom Brady. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so good that he is Michael Jordan level bad at GM. Like, he is up there. But Jordan didn't have Jordan playing for him. Belichick has Brady playing for him.
Yeah,
so
but
he was able to mask it.
And it's 2 non-Brady seasons. Okay, first year didn't make the playoffs, understandably so. They had like the worst offensive group in NFL history. And then this past year, they made the playoffs. Now, and at one point, no, hold on. And at one point, there were people saying the Patriots. I know it was probably for like a week or two, but people were saying the Patriots might be the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I remember, and like I said on the pod then, it's all smoke and mirrors. They're not that good.
But for where they,
Anthony, don't do this to me. Like, don't fall.
Listen, I know.
I know we live in New England. I know this is like we're in Patriots country.
No, but Dylan, if anyone has a reason to hate the Patriots, you know it's me. But at the same time, look, I know you're gonna spend the next 50.
Like, we're
both of us.
We're Patriots country, bro. Like, you get funneled in all the Patriots stuff. But like, here's the thing. They stink. They didn't do anything to get better. They didn't do anything. Like, you tried to feed me this bullshit that Devontae Parker is a good wide receiver. He's not. He had 1 good year. 1. And he's been in the NFL for almost a decade. 1. Guess who cannot throw the ball down the field? McCorkle. McCorkle can't throw the ball down the field. Bill Belichick is arguably the worst at bringing in wide receiver talent. Besides getting Randy, trading for Wes Welker from Miami, and stumbling upon
a terrible pick too. He stumbled upon Randy because we all thought Randy was washed because he quit on the Raiders. So we all thought Randy was washed, and it was like, why is he bringing him in here? And then lo and behold, oh wait, that's still one of the 5 best wide receivers ever, and he just got reinvigorated, and now him and Brady are like Jordan and Pippen.
Like they stumbled upon Randy. He traded for Wes Welker out of Miami, and they stumbled upon the quarterback and turned him into a wide receiver in Edelman.
And Edelman is a product of the system. He's not even that good.
But you can only really do that with Tom Brady.
And you can he's only a Hall of Famer because Tom Brady was his quarterback.
And he's not even a Hall of Famer, so don't even give me that.
His stats say he is.
His regular season stats don't. His career stats actually don't.
His playoff stats are unquestioned.
That's a tough one.
And if that's the case, then Trent
He's
Dilfer's
not
Hall of
to
Fame
me.
because he won a fucking
He's
Super Bowl.
He's not to me.
I
He
don't
said
wanna hear
Trent
that shit.
Dilfer.
But I'm telling
hear
you,
that
he's
shit.
gonna get in. I'm telling you, he's gonna get in.
He better, if he gets in before Hines Ward, I'm going to throw a fit.
That's ridiculous.
Or Steve
But
Smith, nope.
He's not better than
Steve Smith Senior. Steve Smith
He's not
Senior.
better
Yeah.
than him. But I'm telling you, Edelman's gonna get in.
Yeah, no. The Patriots also lost two of their best offensive linemen. So, and the division just got really good at rushing the passer. The Jets are bringing Carl Lawson back, and we drafted fucking Jermaine Johnson, who's good at getting to the quarterback. And that means you get to put Jonathan Franklin Myers next to Quinnen Williams in the fucking nickel sets. Quinnen Williams, mind you, the only other defensive tackle in football who has more QB pressures than him is only one guy, and he wears 99 in LA. That's the only other defensive tackle who has as many pressures as Quinnen Williams does. Up the middle. And then you bring in a guy like Sauce Gardner. You bring in DJ Reed, Whitehead from Tampa. You bring back LaMarcus Joyner. The Jets got talent now.
Yeah, but the thing is about the thing about the NFL is that, again, outside of maybe like a few teams, it's never really a sure bet. Like, it's so all over the place, so unpredictable week by week. You know, you can see this one team and they look so good. They drafted all the right players, this, that, and the third. And they end up being fucking 7-10.
I've never seen a team draft all the right players and it not work out. Because usually when you draft all the right players, it works out.
It worked.
And if you told me the Jets went 7-10, I'd be ecstatic.
No, I wasn't talking about the Jets. I know,
but I'm just saying in general. If you told me the Jets went 7-10, that means we played competitive football, and that means you're 2 games out of potentially being in the wild card and having a winning record.
Which means you're close.
It means you're right there, and that means that you did the right shit, and that Zach Wilson is a guy, and that Robert Saleh is a guy, and that Joe Douglas is the guy. That's what that means. It just means you move on from Corey Davis and you go get somebody else. I fucking hate you, Corey Davis. But then you bring in a guy like Breece Hall to play running back next to Mike Carter, which is awesome. Like, the Jets did everything right. They did everything right.
Speaking of useless receivers, what did the Eagles do with Rager? Did they get rid of him yet?
Nah, he's sitting there.
Oh, he's still sitting there? Oh.
He's sitting there. And Eagles, I think Jalen Hurts stinks. Right?
He does stink.
I think he stinks.
He fucking
but
sucks.
Philly is doing everything to make sure that they give Jalen Reagor every opportunity to be Jalen Hurts to be good. They're doing everything to hedge their bets to make sure that he's good, because if he stinks, they have the weapons in place to go get somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, good on Philly for doing that. That's the first good shit Howie Roseman's done in a fucking long time. Since winning the Super Bowl, actually. Because everything else has been absolute dog shit.
And I believe the QB prospects for next year should be better. Like,
there's only like 2.
Yeah.
And that's what the Giants and the fucking Texans are all hedging their bets on that guy.
It's prove a year for Daniel Jones, man. Prove a year for that boy.
He stinks.
That's an approve.
There's nothing for him. He stinks. There's a reason they didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
He's a backup. That's what he is.
Stinks. He never was good. He's going to be a career backup, and it'll be somewhere else.
Well, if you ask Giants fans, they're going to tell you the same shit we've been hearing since 20-5.
No, Giants fans are over him. Giants fans are over him. And their O-line did get, but they also had a really good draft.
They did.
Giants.
I liked what the Giants did.
The Giants brought in just the Bills guys, and the Bills guys know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They got an absolute stud on their offensive line and on their defensive line. They addressed the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like them going and getting a midget receiver in the second round? No, absolutely not. 5'8" guys aren't going to do anything for you. It's not my fault Kadarius Toney's an asshole. Like, you should have drafted Elijah Moore. Like, he was there, and you took the wide receiver who's not a good wide receiver. You took a wide receiver who's a game breaker when he catches the ball or when the ball gets in his hand. He's just Percy Harvin. I love Percy Harvin, but Toney's not a good receiver. But they're doing.
I don't even know who's Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin was nasty when he was healthy.
But Percy Harvin, if you got the ball in Percy Harvin's hands, he was go, and that's what Toney is. You find a way to get Kadarius Toney the ball, he's electric.
Yeah.
He's of that Joshua Cribbs, Devin Hester, Percy Harvin vibe. That's really what he is.
Another one that was just
Ted Ginn.
Ball.
Like, not great receivers, but if you get them the ball somehow, like Cordell Patterson, perfect example. You find a way to get him the fucking ball, he's awesome. It just turns out Cordell Patterson's a really good running back. At 6'2". The Giants doing it right. Mitch Trubisky's going to be the quarterback of the Giants. No, he's not there. Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's going to be starting quarterback by like week 5.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod's really good at winning those jobs.
I'm about to say, I thought you were going to say he's a really good. I was like, no.
No, he's really good at winning the quarterback jobs where the actual starting quarterback stinks.
He seems to win every quarterback job on the planet. And
yeah, and then something happens where he gets his fucking lung punctured by a needle or something else.
That's the craziest thing ever.
How did he not sue? Did he sue?
He didn't. I don't know how he didn't sue, because I would have sued the shit out of him.
I'm surprised he didn't retire.
I know.
Like, they literally accelerated the charges by playing Herbert that game.
Yeah, that's how he got started, because they punctured his lung before the game.
And they were talking about in that training camp that Herbert just wasn't picking it up.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying he wasn't doing very well, and then he goes out there and he balls.
That was the craziest part. The craziest part, because you look at going back to the NFC West. Russell Wilson has stated several times he wants to play at least for the next 10 years. Herbert, well, he's going to be here for at least the next several years, at the very least.
4 years.
4 or 5, And then, Herbert's here for the long run. Mahomes is there for the long run. That division's not wearing down anytime soon.
The one quarterback who may be out of there sooner than later is Derek Carr. We're being for real.
If he doesn't perform, because his contract.
You guys are a tough division.
Yeah.
You guys are 2 years of not making the playoffs away from him being gone.
He's the longest tenured AFC quarterback.
Yeah, because everybody moved on. Literally everybody moved on except for y'all. I'm not saying Derek Carr's bad. I like Derek Carr, but it's what happens when the rest of the league gets young.
And when the league is
not.
And it's not like he didn't get him for a steal. You got him on a good deal right after he fucking broke his leg. And he played out his contract. He did well. Now he got paid. So good on you. But you guys are in a tough division. And you didn't address major areas of need. And you guys didn't have draft picks. And instead of drafting areas of need, you drafted a running back. Which I still don't understand.
But that has to do with Jacobs, though.
No, I get that, but you can replace running back literally at any point. You didn't have to. I get you didn't pick up the 5th-year option of Josh Jacobs.
I didn't pick up the 5th-year option for any of them motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, because you guys suck at drafting. That. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. The Raiders stink at drafting players.
Well, the good players we did draft, we know what happened.
Yeah, Max Crosby. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only player. And Josh Jacobs is good, but he's always hurt.
Yeah, and then that's what kills us, because when he's on, he plays very well. He was a big part of the reason why we made that late push.
Yeah,
the problem is
nobody can stop him.
Yeah, he's fucking up his leg every other week, so it's hard for us.
Yeah, you could address running back next year. There are still guys who are very good on the board defensively that you guys could have went and got. Yet nothing. So I don't know, but now y'all don't really have any money, so have fun. And y'all talk about trading Darren Waller.
That was a rumor. That was not going to happen.
I heard a bunch of shit. Well, yeah, because the draft's over. But I heard a bunch of shit that they were like, "Hey, we would trade Darren Waller for a 2nd rounder." I was like, "Oh shit."
We put that shit to bed. Nah.
That just means next year Darren Waller is going to be on the fucking books on the trade block because y'all can't pay him.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of concerns me, because he's going to want money, money.
Top 5 tight end money, yeah.
Yeah, top 3 tight end money. He's going to want that Travis Kelce type of money, and I'm just like, fuck.
And y'all going to be like, well, no.
See
you later.
See you later. Pack the
See you
bags, man.
later.
We love you, but we cannot pay your ass, man. That's why I'm kind of mad. I mean, again, I understand what the Jaguars did. They fucked up this market.
Well, they didn't fuck up the tight end market. They fucked up your wide receiver market. Because now
Yeah,
you had to
but
pay Devontae Adams fucking a ton of money.
yeah, we had to give him a
And you
fucking
got to pay
fortune.
Renfro.
Yeah, but we're not gonna break the bank for Renfro. Like,
Renfro's going to get money.
Yeah, he's gonna get money, but he's not gonna get.
Renfro's going to get Darren Waller money.
If he does, if he has a repeat of what he did last year, I agree with you on that.
He will, because Devontae Adams is going to take a lot of the eyes off of him. Devontae Adams and Darren Waller are going to open up the game for Hunter Renfro more, so he's going to have the same type of year. If not,
but that's why I'm also hoping Brian Edwards can take that next step too.
He stinks.
Because
I don't believe in him.
He's not. He's okay.
No, he stinks.
He's okay.
Anthony, he stinks. Anthony, I'm telling you right now, please do not get your hopes up for Brian Edwards. He stinks. As your friend, do not get your hopes up for Brian Edwards. He stinks.
Oh man!
Rally cry for next year.
He stinks. He's not the one.
This is gonna be like such a weird year because it's just like, yes, this is the best Raiders team I've seen in a long time. The only problem is you can also say that for everyone else in the AFC West.
Literally, the whole division. Like y'all can have a losing record, but lose by like 1 point every single game. You guys
I know.
And it's not even that you guys are bad. It's just that everybody else is better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Everybody else, everything around.
And the thing that kills me is that we were making a killing off just beating on Denver, like just the past 2-3 seasons, just beating on them, like a guaranteed 2 wins, just beating on the Broncos. That's not even guaranteed no more.
Well, if you
and then the Chargers,
2 months ago, you're like, we beat Russell Wilson's not going to help us. We beat this team. I was like, yeah, but you didn't beat them with Russell Wilson at quarterback. You beat them with Teddy Bridgewater and fucking Drew Lock at quarterback. I love Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's not that good.
And Drew Lock stinks.
Drew Lock is horrible.
Oh, Seattle's gonna be the worst team in football.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Seattle's gonna be the worst team in football.
They still got Metcalf and Lockett,
but they don't have anybody throwing them the ball.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay, but Drew Lock.
You were just talking about how you used to beat up on Drew Lock.
Worse than the Texans?
Yeah. The Texans went and got some players. It's just the Seahawks don't have any offensive line to protect Drew Lock. They have injured running backs. They have no defense. They have one player on defense. They have Jamal Adams. And he stinks.
That's so crazy. It's so weird hearing Seahawks and bad defense in the same sentence. It just makes you think about them, the Legion of Boom and shit. Like, oh,
yeah.
I remember because I rewatched the 2013 Seahawks. They had like a little documentary on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, man! Everybody on that damn defense was a fucking stud. And speaking of that defense, what the fuck is going on with Earl Thomas?
He got CTE.
CTE.
He said something about poisoning his wife and kids or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going down the crazy person lane that I've only seen the guys who have CTE.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Hey.
I
remember what Earl Thomas a couple years ago, did he get arrested for like sexual assault with his brother?
Yes.
No. What had happened was his wife had caught him cheating.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And she went ballistic. Like, I think him and his brother were
running trains on girls.
Yeah, running trains. Yeah, essentially. And then she went crazy. She absolutely went nuts. Like, yeah. So, I hope he gets his shit together, man.
You're gonna end up on a list of all those other guys who have CTE. Don't take care of themselves and they're fucking. I hope he doesn't, but. It's not looking good for him.
It's really not. He needs to get his shit together.
Maybe getting arrested is the best thing that could have happened to him.
That could save his life, potentially.
Yeah. he's in a controlled situation.
And then shout out to the other member of the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman, who is potentially working on a deal to be the get the bag from Amazon to be one of their analysts.
Speaking of getting the bag as an analyst,
Oh, the bad father, bad dad,
Mr. Thomas Brady.
Fuck that guy.
10 years, $375 million deal.
Literally getting quarterback money to be the head analyst.
Analyst.
I think he's getting more money to be an analyst than he did as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's made $333 million in lifetime NFL earnings. He's going to get more being an analyst.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
They lost everyone. Joe Buck and fucking Aikman are in ESPN now.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have anybody. Romo's locked in at CBS. Fox has nobody. I want them to make Aqib Talib their head announcer because he's unbelievable. Aqib Talib is so good in the booth. I love everything about Talib in the booth. Give me all of it.
Hey,
so Fox would be weird to watch football on this year without Buck and Aikman. But Monday Night Football is watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I liked Levy and Riddick.
I did not.
I liked Riddick. I thought Riddick was very good, and I liked
Riddick was dope. I wasn't crazy.
I did not like Riddick. For whatever reason, I didn't like Riddick.
You didn't like Riddick?
Monday Night Football hasn't been the same since Gruden left.
He ain't coming back.
Witten was awful.
Witten was awful.
He was awful.
Worse than Breeze?
Breeze is also not great.
Breeze just bores me to death. Witten's awful, but I could have watched Witten. Like,
NBC doesn't really allow those guys to have personalities. It seems
Although I don't know if Drew Brees has one.
Yeah, Drew Brees is pretty
I feel like they let
boring.
Drew Brees just sit back and shoot the shit. He may be more entertaining.
You think so?
I think so. Because Tom Brady, as much as I hate Tom Brady as an announcer, he's going to be unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
he's going to be unbelievable because he's so fucking smart and he has a personality.
Mm-hmm.
I think Drew could be the same thing if they partnered up with the right person.
They could bring it out of him.
They could bring it out of him. Like whenever Rich Eisen does a game, like those early what the fuck's it called? Those London games. Rich Eisen partner up with anybody and they're awesome. All of them are just having a great time. They're just shooting the shit, talking some football.
Rich Eisen's great though.
Rich Eisen's unbelievable. I love Rich Eisen. He can do no wrong. And he's a Jets fan. Shout out to you, Rich Eisen.
You say, and he's a Jets fan.
Shout out to Sauce Gardner. Sauce. New York is going to love Sauce Gardner.
No, but that Monday night doubleheader, I'm looking forward to that one. That week 2 Monday night, that's gonna be dope. They got Titans at Bills, and I think they got the Vikings at Eagles. It's gonna be
I don't care about the Vikings Eagles, but Titans Bills is gonna be good. Who cares about the fucking Titans? Kellen Mond stinks. How does Kellen Mond not taking Kirk Cousins' job yet? He stinks. And Kirk Cousins also stinks. All right, the Suns are up 14.
Yeah,
4 minutes left in the
fucking. They went on a 17-0 run. So
that's the beauty of having home court advantage. Shit.
It is. Yes. I just wanted to. So who was arguing with me about Chris Paul? Who was that?
Was it James?
Was it James? They said that Chris Paul.
What a perfect segue.
Might not have another good game. And I said that I've seen this before. And would you know, Chris Paul's having another good game?
I don't know, man. We've seen all too often in this playoffs where it's like, yeah, it's not going to happen again, and then it happens again. So
that's the story again yet with Phoenix.
It's also because Chris Paul's mom's not getting beat up in the crowd. So
yeah, what the fuck happened with that shit, man?
Apparently, his mom came out and was like, the kids were drunk or whatever, and they kept offering him hugs and saying Happy Mother's Day, and it made them uncomfortable. And they kept trying to hug him.
Wow.
And then Chris Paul was like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Very simply what Chris Paul said.
You're muted, James.
He said, I'm gonna see you later. And
Same thing.
To be honest, you're not
Hey,
gonna see him
hey,
later.
hey! I'm gonna see you later.
Yeah, to be honest,
It was
you're
so
not seeing
serial
anybody later,
killer.
buddy.
Remember when Chris Paul and the Rockets were going into the tunnel in Staples to go and beat up the Clippers?
That clip on Inside the
That's
NBA
Austin Rivers.
of them
Oh.
changing that. Oh my god, that was so funny. Hello, 911. I got a problem. Chris Paul's trying to break in here.
That's one of the all-time moments I think I've ever seen on Inside the NBA where it's like, help, Chris Paul's trying to beat me up.
Chris Paul's trying to beat me up. We're at the Staples Center. Come get
And Kenny's just sitting there just shaking his head, not trying to laugh, while Shaq and Chuck are just fucking going back and forth.
just light it up.
Whenever Ernie loses control, it's the best. Like, Ernie Johnson is a national treasure, but man, whenever he loses control, he's it's just unbelievable.
Barkley is a national treasure too, though.
I hate that Barkley's got like maybe 3 years left.
I know. We got to enjoy it while we can, because even just last night, he put on the outfit that Tyler Hero had on last week. Oh my god, it was so funny. He came out with the strut and said, "I told you I was. Who's gonna resist this bowl of deliciousness?" Who says that? Like what? What? Don't call me Chuck. Don't call me Chuck.
Chuck
Call
is
me
the superstar of that show,
Carlos.
man. Chuck is the superstar of that show.
But at least Draymond will be the one that takes over for him. And Draymond's fucking great.
Because I'm pretty sure it'll probably be Draymond and Dwayne Wade. I think is where they're going.
Yeah, when Kenny eventually leaves.
Or Candace. I love Candace Parker
full time.
Yeah, Candace, because she says she's retiring after this year. So
I still think they would give Draymond over Candace.
I think so too, because men are stupid and
no, not even that. It's men are stupid. It's Draymond is polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm not gonna sit here and say he's smarter than Candace or anything, but he breaks down the game a little bit differently, and he says whatever is on his mind, and he's not gonna shut up. And like, if you're gonna lose Chuck, who literally says whatever the fuck is on his mind all the time, what better person to replace him with than like Draymond, who's going to say whatever is on his mind and then like talk shit to players on those calls. Like, I can't wait. Like, I can't wait for Draymond to become that old head who starts talking shit to them. Like, that's gonna be wonderful to see real time.
Man, back in my day, we used to play real basketball. Y'all
Yeah, you ain't gonna really be able to tell him much because he has rings. I mean, unless they're gonna say that he's a bus rider.
Well, I wouldn't say he's a bus rider at all, but he's also going to be a Hall of Famer. Like,
some people think he's not,
which is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get that. He's got
that's hate.
He's got the resume. He's got the resume. He will get. It will take him a while to get in, even though I think like when it's his time to get in, he should be a first ballot guy. But it's because the media hates him. But maybe when he's a media member, it'll turn around. They'll love him again. It's just like A-Rod. A-Rod goes in the media and he becomes like lovable.
He's a media darling now.
Yep.
He was a pariah before he retired.
And now they all love him. So I think Draymond will get that same thing. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's if not the best, one of the best defensive players ever. And was the facilitator on that Warriors team. He is.
Ever strong.
He is. He's one of, if not the best.
Well, I don't think there's an if. One of. All right. One of.
Who's the best defender of all time?
I don't know. It's subjective.
It's subjective, but give me 3 guys.
I'll give you 3 guys who's better than Draymond. Hakeem Olajuwon, Gary Payton, Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman can defend the perimeter?
Yes, he could defend the perimeter.
As well as Draymond. Stop
when he was in Detroit, yes.
Stop it. Hakeem Olajuwon can defend the perimeter as good as Draymond.
Kawhi Leonard.
Can Draymond defend the post as well as Hakeem?
I just
No.
saw Draymond give the MVP of the league fits in a series, so please don't do that to me.
You think he can defend the post better than Hakeem Olajuwon?
I never said he could, but he's a great defender in the post and on the perimeter, where Hakeem was not a great defender on the perimeter, the way Draymond is.
Okay.
Versatility that Draymond has is ridiculous. Is absolutely ridiculous.
So,
But I mean, I can say the same thing about Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, but then
Olajuwon
Mikal
can't
Bridges was
defend
getting
the
cooked last
perimeter.
round.
everybody.
I've
gets
never
cooked.
seen Draymond get cooked like that.
What? Kyrie
Mikal-
cooks Draymond every time they play.
But that's also Kyrie Irving.
No. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
I mean, who's a better player, Kyrie Irving or Brandon Ingram?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Who's better, Irving or
Come
Brandon
on.
Ingram?
Come on, man. Stop it.
Why are we doing this?
All right.
Why are we doing this? You know it's Kyrie.
No,
my-
I'm not gonna
my
use the. I'm gonna shit on one guy to boost another guy's argument. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just fucking.
My
with you.
three is I guess I can say Scottie Pippen, but it's hard because he never had to guard center because they didn't believe in that at that time.
Yeah,
But I think he might have been able to. But it would have been tough because I was a way much aggressive era of centers than now.
exactly. But it's
Hey,
also
That's my point.
Today,
Like,
I don't think Draymond would be
Draymond,
he would get they would switch that every time.
no, because Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon,
Shaq.
Dennis Rodman, Shaq, they're eating Draymond up.
so all we can go off
That's
of is
barbecue
what we
chicken.
know, right? We can't go and do the hypothetical thing because we've
Yeah.
never seen Pippen play centers, but we've seen Draymond guard 1 through 5.
But we've seen him guard lesser quality fives.
Is that his problem? You play the
That's
guy
not
who's in
his
front of
benefit,
you.
though. That's not his benefit, though.
You play the guy who's
But
in front of you.
that's all. But that's not Scottie Pippen's fault either. They didn't believe in that, so that's not Pippen's
I
fault.
can only go with versatility.
I think
I don't even know if Draymond's as good as a defender as
I'm
Kevin Durant.
not saying Draymond
Be honest
is
with you.
the best of all time, but he is one of the best.
oh I missed it. If that was the argument, I don't have
My argument was never Draymond is the best. He's one of the best. Mike was like, I don't know if he's one of the best. He is absolutely one of the best.
Yeah, and also
all
saying
time.
one of the best is also a pretty vague. What do you consider best? 5, 3, 10?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Top 10 defenders of all time.
I got a better question. Is Marcus Smart better defender than Draymond?
I would give
today-
it's different. It's different
And today-
because the
and today's
perimeter
NBA,
game is hard. It's hard because the perimeter is so much harder to play defense on than it was in the fucking
Going
90s.
over and under, yeah.
Where in the 90s, if Marcus Smart would be Gary Payton, not saying to that extent, but like being able to control the guy which way he's going, having Marcus Smart being able to do that's fucking that idea is scary.
But we ain't comparing back then. We talking today's Draymond Green and Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart's a better defender to me.
I say Marcus Smart.
He's more
I
valuable.
think
because
Kawhi
it's
is
a guard.
better than both of them.
Kawhi is better than both of them.
I would have given that to you if I didn't see Luka cook his ass. Twice.
Cool.
Luka cooks everybody though.
Luka took turns cooking Paul George and Kawhi last
He
year.
was at Kawhi.
And Paul George is a
But,
good
but let's
defender
not act
too.
like Kawhi
Did they
Leonard
die?
didn't pick
Did-
him up
did he die,
in that
though?
game 6 and just gave him buckets and off of stripping him on
But
3.
we're not talking offense. We're not talking best.
No,
player.
I'm saying
We're
off,
talking
but I'm
defense.
saying off of strips at the 3-point
Oh.
line.
Hey, listen, there are times where you got somebody that just has your number. I mean, Muhammad Roof had whatever his name is. What's his
Mahmoud
name?
Abdul-Rauf.
Mahmoud had
Mhm.
Jordan's number. Petrovic had Jordan's number
Yes,
from
he
the
did.
yeah. So like,
Drazen Petrovic, RIP to the god.
Exactly. So like there are some players that just have people's numbers. But what I can say, just like what Jordan would say, he won that game. Kawhi won the series. They own the Mavs in the playoffs.
They own the Mavs. They don't own Luka.
So,
That's
all
my
right. So here's
words.
my follow up question on that
Those
Marcus
are my
Smart,
words.
because Marcus Smart's a better perimeter defender, but not as versatile. Would you rather have Marcus Smart or Draymond?
I don't
I
know.
would.
I
I
saw Marcus
think I
Because
Smart
would
guarding
rather.
Kevin Durant.
I think I would rather have Draymond because he can
the
be
size,
the
the length, the versatility.
primary ball handler, but really good
No,
at
we're talking
assisting.
defense. I'm not talking player. We're talking defense.
So defensively, you'd rather have the 6'4" guy as opposed to the 6'8"
Because
Draymond with the length and size.
it's a guard driven league. Marcus Smart is a problem. We are in the golden
But we're
era of
also
point
in the
guard.
switch defense, where Marcus Smart will
and
just get taken
and
off of the
but
best
I don't
defender
think
off of a screen. I've seen
I
it
don't
happen to
know
him this
because
series.
I saw him guard Kevin Durant. Like,
I've seen
so
everybody
giving me
guard Kevin Durant.
that
If
size thing, like Marcus
if
Smart is
Yo,
guarding
but
if we're
anyone who
talking
that's
one on
also
one
elevates.
and
that's
not team
also
defense,
that's also yo, that's also Kevin Durant shrinking because he should have went into the post. He shrunk to the defense of Marcus Smart, and that happens. And we seen it with guys like Tony Allen. We seen it with guys like um Gary Payton. We
Drew
seen
Holiday,
Drew
was
Holiday.
it Drew
We
Holiday
seen
too?
them make the bigger guys shrink because of how they play defense. So
That's good
that's
defense. Bad
yeah.
offense, but it's good defense. Like, I don't know, because like I said,
As
we're
a
in a
defender,
point
I'd rather
guard
have the
era.
versatility, because if Draymond gets screened off and has to guard a point guard, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want that. Like I'd be okay with that. Whereas if
Yeah,
Marcus
and
Smart
if
gets
he's
screened off and
guarding,
let's get
yeah,
Nikola Jokic on him,
yeah, he's
you're
gonna
like,
take
that's
foul.
I don't want.
He's gonna take foul to end the possession.
Mm-hmm. So it depends on what you want. If you want your the 6'4" guy, cool. I'll take the 6'4" guy. Like that's the guy I'll take.
I'll take Draymond because he may get cooked, but it's not gonna happen every game. He may get the end game clinch this decision making position possession and get the stop.
And you also don't get the same level of flopping that you get with Marcus Smart too. Marcus Smart. Remember that fucking dolphin flop he did against James Harden
Yeah, I
in
remember
Houston a
that
few
shit.
years ago? Holy shit! Granted, he doesn't do that shit like that much anymore. He's become fucking really fucking good at defense, even though he should have been in the conversation for defensive player of the year way more in the last like 5 years, because people really value shot blockers over actual defenders.
He's man, when he came into the league, he was really supposed to be a point guard that was here to take over for Rondo, and just like the evolution of type of player he turned into was like completely opposite of what he came in as. He came in as a mixed guard that was supposed to be a scorer.
Yep. He still, to me, to this day, I still think Marcus Smart was the most NBA ready player in that draft, and he fell to Boston, which is wild to me. Like, he should have been taken in the top 10.
Who else was in that draft?
Was that the
That
Andrew
Trump?
Wiggins draft, or was that? Yeah,
Was that Trump too?
Yeah, I
I
believe that's
think
the
so.
Wiggins draft.
Yeah, it's the Wiggins draft. So Wiggins, Jabari, Embiid, and then
Damn.
a whole bunch of other guys you don't remember, and then Marcus
Jabari
Smart.
Parker. Jesus. Talk about a fall from grace.
I love Jabari Parker to this day. I still love Jabari Parker. I still think there's hope for him, but he's fucking lazy.
I remember when he asked the Bucks for a max contract.
He could have got it. He could have got it. The problem is he never played defense, and when asked about it, he said in public, you don't get paid to play defense.
Not a good answer.
Yeah.
And then he went into basketball purgatory, which at that time was Chicago.
No, Marcus Smart was in the Andrew Wiggins draft.
Because I
And
remember Bill Simmons covering that draft, and when they drafted Marcus Smart, the camera cut to him, and he was like, "Yes!" And then he had to like quickly clean it up.
this is already wild looking at this draft. Looking back at it now, 2014. So Wiggins went number 1. Embiid went number 3.
Yep. Jabari went
Marcus,
2, right?
Jabari went 2. Aaron Gordon went 4. Julius Randle went 5. Marcus Smart went 6th. No,
Oh,
Marcus
my.
Smart went 6. Julius Randle went 7. Zach LaVine was 13. Joker was 41.
Joker drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Dante Exum was 5. Excuse me.
The international
Oh,
man of
Lord.
mystery, Dante Exum. I love Dante Exum.
Mm.
I was a big Dante Exum guy.
Kyrie killed him in the blue and white
him.
game.
Killed
Olympic blue and
him.
white game.
Oh,
Noah Vonleh went.
Noah Vonleh went to the Hornets.
Hornets.
Noah
Another Michael
Vonleh.
Jordan.
Is that
Michael
also the
Jordan.
Jan Vesely draft?
Poor man's Bobby Portis.
Mm, mm.
There's a lot of bums in that draft. That draft was not very good.
That was not a
Noah
good draft.
Vonleh was the same draft as Embiid, right?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
My man
Wow.
Dougie McBuckets
Doug McDermott.
went 11 to Denver. This was a atrocious draft.
Ugh. You keep saying these names. I'm just like, oh my god.
I love Doug McDermott. Dougie McBuckets is my guy. Because I also think he has an awesome nickname. When I found out his name was Dougie McBuckets, I was like, I'm a fan.
That's what they call him on the streets, James. Dougie McBuckets.
Mm-hmm.
That Nick Stauskas has a great nickname too. Sauce Castillo, love it.
So
Love
looking back at this draft now, seeing that the Knicks didn't pick till 34, and seeing these other people, the Knicks took Cle Anthony early.
Oh, I remember.
I
Okay,
remember.
yep, I remember this now.
So here are some people that went after early. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Wow.
But Dinwiddie got hurt a lot and didn't really come into his own until like 4 years into his career.
Jeremy Grant. Joker. Dwight Powell. Jordan Clarkson.
Anthony's crying right now.
This is Phil Jackson era, correct?
Yo, listen to me and listen to me good. When you do this over, clip, zoom in on Anthony's face and play some
155.
sad music while Mike is reading off these names. Oh my god,
So not good. It's not ain't good memories, man. What was our record?
Well, you didn't have any first round picks.
Yeah.
You traded them. That was part of the Melo trade.
Mm-hmm. I know.
The Knicks' first round pick was 12, and Orlando has that from New York via Denver, traded to Philly. So the Knicks would have had 12. And I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Dario Saric went that.
Dario Saric is nice. Stop it. I like Dario Saric.
Yeah, you fucking.
He's injured right now.
He's always injured.
He tore his ACL in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean he can be
And he was good.
useful. He can be useful. He's a journeyman, but he's always injured.
Journeyman, he's only
Always
playing on 2
injured,
teams.
Huh?
He's only playing on 2 teams.
He's played on Phoenix, 76ers.
And that's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he got drafted. He got drafted to Philly. And he got traded. No, he got traded with 3 teams.
Yeah, 3 teams.
3 teams. Was he in the Tobias Harris trade?
I don't know.
Or the Jimmy Butler trade?
I don't know. But
He was in the Jimmy Butler trade.
And that's what we're talking about.
Philly to Minnesota, and then he went from Minnesota to Phoenix.
To Phoenix. So
Yeah, he spent what 4 years in Philly, and
so he
then
tore his ACL, and then oh wow, he tore his ACL, then tore his meniscus, and he just had surgery for his meniscus a week ago.
yeah, so his career's over. His career's over.
Same knee.
Dario
Same knee.
Saric was nice, man. He's
But still,
a big that can pass and shoot. One of the
there's a
Euro
lot
bigs.
of players that the Knicks could have had if they had that pick.
Yeah,
Zach
it was
Levine,
Sabonis.
Nurkic from
He can shoot the
Portland,
three better than Sabonis can, though.
Tyler Ennis, Gary Harris, Rodney Hood, Capella.
I'm a big Dario Saric guy. For whatever reason, I really like Dario Saric.
Him and that
So,
mustache.
yeah.
Well, it's to cover his cleft lip.
Mhm.
That was not a good. That was not a good one, man. But yeah, for Marcus Smart, good for him. Good
Remember
for
when
him.
Marcus Smart used to all the time think he was Ray Allen in big
Yeah.
moments? Was it
Yes.
the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals where he decided to take like 14 threes? or the bubble where he decided to be the one that took all the threes. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown took like 4 threes each.
And he was
Marcus
just
Smart
shocking.
took 15.
Shocking.
And I'm sitting there, I'm telling Hunter, he's like, I don't know why we're losing. I'm like, Marcus Smart's taking all your threes. That's why you're losing. Oh.
Dylan, we're gonna recap the fight weekend.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Canelo losing?
Yeah, he's
I heard he got his ass whooped.
I
Uh,
didn't watch it, but I heard that boxing's fixed. They were trying to figure out a way to keep Canelo in the fight, but after the first 4 rounds, it was just very clear that Canelo was just getting worked.
So I watched that fight because at the time that fight was going on, Doug Rose was giving the worst championship performance in UFC history.
Which she does all the time.
So I turned that fight off and just focused on Canelo. And that guy was too big and too good. The problem, Canelo could never hurt him. So once that dude realized Canelo couldn't hurt him, and he was bigger and could push Canelo around, that fight was over. And he just literally just jabbed Canelo to death, and Canelo could not do anything with it. I think he won probably 8-4, 9-3. I don't know where the judges got that 7-5 from, but yeah, Canelo that dude's too big. Canelo can try. That dude's too big. It's never gonna work. Canelo needs to go back down, fight some of these dudes his own size, because that dude came in the ring. I think I saw at like 190, almost 190. Like that's too big. Like, I'm sorry, Canelo. There are weight classes for a reason. That man is too big.
And Canelo came in probably like 177.
I think he was like 180. Yeah, he was like 180 something.
Yeah, because he was 175 at weigh-in, and he is not naturally that much bigger, so he probably
Yeah.
put on whatever water and food he ate the night before. And homie probably like killed himself to make weight, and then by the time he ate some food and put on some water, that was it.
He's way too big, and he has a really good jab. So it was over.
So you mean to tell me that all that head movement that Canelo does all the time, that face turn, that didn't work?
I mean, he was doing it. He was making that dude miss, but the problem was, like I said, he couldn't keep that dude off of him. That was the problem. He couldn't keep that dude off of him. So he could do all. By the time they got to the end of the fight, Canelo was gassed because he had been doing that for 12 rounds and was getting hit in the face by a bigger man, and basically was punching a heavy bag because nothing was working.
I mean, I would have figured him be able to, because he gives off this thing as he has a good chin. He fought
He took some
Triple
punches.
G. He fought Triple G, who punches with like mallets in his gloves, and
No, he
he
took
beat
some shots. He took some shots from this dude. He took some shots, and he never went down. I thought he was hurt one time, but that could have been again because he was tired. So I don't know if he was actually hurt, but he was worn out. It was too much. It was just too it was just too much. But
him.
I mean, honestly, it was too much. But this works out great because now if we get this Spence Crawford fight, now there's no argument. Now that's for the pound for pound. The winner of that fight is the best fighter in the world. There's no Canelo's there. No, that fight is it. It's the biggest fight in boxing. It's it. That fight needs to happen next week.
Who?
Spence and Crawford.
Crawford.
That is the biggest fight, and I think the next fight is gonna be whoever comes out as the, because you see that they're forcing Garcia to fight this guy to be able to be a contender for Henry,
Yeah,
and I think whoever is the winner between that fight is gonna probably try to go up a little bit to fight Tank. And then that's gonna be the next big fight after the
and
Crawford.
that's a mistake. That's a mistake.
Henry is nice, man,
Tank
but
is
they're
too
all
big
small. Yeah,
I also don't think Tank's great, but he would win that fight.
because he's too big.
I also don't like Garcia at all.
I don't either. I don't want to be.
He's got a real good check hook. Real good check hook that's fucking solid. And he's fast as hell, but he's not fighting nobody.
And like, what does he do? He's fast and he has a good
He's
hook.
just fast as shit. But
Like
again, he's
like,
not
he doesn't
fighting anybody. He
impress
got lucky. Well, he fought. I saw him fight a dude last year where he was getting his ass whooped and then just hit a dude with a kidney shot and just done.
mm.
And it's like, oh well, great. If he had to fight Tank, he would get his ass whooped.
He ain't
Yeah,
never
me-
been hit by nobody like that before.
Gervonta would just take one hook to the fucking body and Homeboy would just fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I want that to happen because I hate him. I hate Garcia so much.
So yeah, can we talk
UFC.
about the knockout of the year? I mean,
My guy
it's
Michael
May.
Chandler.
We can close the book. That's the knockout of the year. That's it. That's all. It's over. For somebody to take knockout of the year from him,
Yeah, I'd be crazy, but that front kick.
I think the picture is better than watching the actual
the
kick.
picture's way
Hilarious.
The picture makes you
Picture.
think. I think the picture is what gives you knockout of the year, but it really wasn't that impressive. He caught him.
Better.
Caught him, he just fell.
If you was watching that live though, it was so sudden and
Walked
just
backwards.
out of
He barely caught him,
nowhere.
but he caught him.
That was.
It's not as
I didn't
flush
catch it
as
live, but I got to see like the
Silva.
sequence before leading into it. I was like, oh shit.
If you
Like I'm
compare
sure
that
there'll be
kick-
something that's gonna be better, but like for who it is to have gotten knocked out, so Tony Ferguson.
I've never seen Tony Ferguson knocked out like that before.
I've seen Tony Ferguson get the ever living shit kicked out of him by Justin Gaethje, but I
And
never
kept
seen
coming
him
like a zombie.
after he was getting lifted off the fucking floor. He was getting hit with punches that would just lift him up. And to see him finally go down, like I've never seen him get finished like that on a front kick. Like I love Michael Chandler, so like I was here for it.
I was
I was
hyped.
absolutely here for it.
As you saw in the group chat, I was hyped.
Did you see this?
Mhm.
But for him to call out Connor, he would whoop Connor's ass.
He would, unless Connor's smart enough to trick him to go into 170. Because then I don't know how.
I still think Michael Chandler going to 170. If he decides to not stand and bang because he loves to just stand and bang, if he goes in and decides to wrestle Connor, Connor's done.
Yeah, if he decides to, but he's not going to. Because Connor's going to say some slick shit to him, and you fight like a pussy, and then we're just gonna stand.
Well, they got
and
mutual
bang.
respect. They got mutual respect for each other. Like I normally I'd be like, you're right, but then I saw what he said on Twitter after. He was like, got a lot of respect for you, mates. And all that shit. And I was like, oh well, this is gonna be one of those Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor 1 fights where they're just like spending the whole time sucking each other's dick and not talking shit. And then something happened where they just start talking shit to each other randomly. But no, that's fantastic. Good for Michael Chandler. He deserves a win like that. Thug Rose doing what Thug Rose does when she's champion. Thug Rose is very much so the person who's, when she's on the chase, she is unbelievable.
She's Hangman Page. That's what she is.
Like but once she gets the belt,
she's
terrible.
Page.
She's terrible.
She's Hangman Page.
Yeah, except Hangman wins. Except Hangman wins. Rose, whenever she goes to defend that belt, she just loses. She doesn't keep with what got her there. Like she's so likable. She's so smart. She's one of the best strikers I've ever seen. And that shit just gets thrown out against people she's fucking better than. And it's so annoying to see.
Was she scared of her? Like, I don't understand why she wouldn't engage. Like
she's beaten the best of the best. Like, handedly. Beaten Joanna and Zhang Wei Li and all these people. But yet, you can't defeat fucking, who was it, Esparza?
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat fucking Carla Esparza?
Twice.
Like, what are you doing here? She can't be champion. She just has to constantly, even if she wins the belt, she's got to be like, nope, vacate. I got to keep chasing the belt in order for me to be like that. So frustrating. And then you have Oliveira and Gaethje. Where Gaethje,
I was rooting for Gaethje so bad.
Oliveira is the fucking best in the world in that division. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just now there's no fucking champion because he couldn't make fucking weight by half a pound.
This Dana White is a fucking idiot.
Well, the thing, like, I agree though. You have one job. Your job is to fight at 145 or 155, whatever the fuck it is, 155. Your job is to fight at 155. As a champion, you have to make 155. You have to make championship weight. Like, that's literally your job. You are seen as unprofessional if you do not make that weight.
But
so
what
do you
about
do?
The story that we're hearing about the scales not being in sync and they giving him false information about how much he had to lose before he came in that day? Like,
that's not Dana's problem, to be fair. That's the athletic commission. So, like, he did what you're supposed to do in that situation, where if Gaethje wins, he's the champion because he made the weight. If Oliveira won, there is no champion because you got it fucking stripped. You missed championship weight. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I don't know if I would strip him more so as this is just not a title defense.
But you have to strip him. You do it to other champions.
Unfair to the opponent.
Exactly.
It's
unfair to Gaethje.
If Gaethje wins, he's a champion.
They did the same thing with Yoel Romero a few years ago, where Yoel Romero was fighting for the middleweight title, and all he had to do was just win, and he was going to be the champion because Homeboy missed weight. All he had to do was win, and he didn't. That's wrong. It's wrong for the challenger to not do it. Like, you have to strip the title, like, vacate it. You do it for all the other titles. You got to do the same thing there. But, like, there's nobody beating Oliveira right now.
That's why it's a fraud. It's a fraud. So if he makes weight in his next fight and fights for the vacant title, now we're calling him a 2-time champion? That doesn't make any sense.
Technically, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Technically, yeah. They did the same thing with John Jones.
That didn't make... Well, that was a no contest, though.
They still stripped him.
But it was a no...
Still stripped him. If you're going to strip him like that, you're a 2-time champion. But the difference between him is he's a 2-time champion who never lost. So, like, at least it's not, like, going to negatively affect his record. His record's still safe. He just have 2 belts. 2 times.
2 times.
Mhm.
Well, I can safely say Phoenix is going to win this game. Shout out to Chris Paul, proving me right again.
Shout out to Devin Booker, 28 points.
Yeah, Dallas
Uh,
needs help.
yeah,
Yeah, but then in Dallas they look like a completely different team.
It's almost like
Crazy.
the home teams are supposed to win home games.
Yeah, like Chris. Shout out to Chris Paul. Yeah, he had 10 assists, but bro, he had 7 points. That was the point that I was making. We didn't know if he was gonna have another scoring output like that. He put up only 3 points more. What the hell are you talking about?
because his impact on the game was way different.
That's not what I said. I said
That is
We're,
not what he
oh,
said. That is not what he
we're
said.
just going off of points.
He said scoring, to be fair. He did say scoring.
So when Draymond scores 4 points, he didn't have impact on the game, huh?
Draymond really only
You-
averages like 8, so
You need more points.
It's like right around his average.
Nobody ever says I need more points from Draymond. I
yeah,
need
Chris
more
Paul is
impact
only
from her.
+6 right now. He's only +6. Mikal Bridges is +23, and Devin Booker is +25. I mean, it don't sound like he's having that great of a game, but
Yeah,
hey,
and Mike's quiet.
I don't know what to say because you didn't watch the game and I did, so I don't know what to say. Like, I
Mike's
watched
over
the
here
game.
arguing impact like Anthony trying to get cases out of me about James Harden's impact.
I was waiting
Anthony,
for someone to say
let's
that.
put cases on the game. Yeah, let's put cases on impact. What?
I was waiting for you to say that.
I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? Like, I gamble actual money, and you're trying to get me to gamble on fucking hypothetical for you to control a narrative about impact? Where if they win the game and James Harden scores 4 points, yeah, he impacted the game. The fuck out of here! What's wrong with you? And then I'm like, oh, let's bet a case on plus minus. That's impact. He's like, no, I'm gonna have to check with Roz on this. Like Roz is your fucking financial advisor. If Roz was paying attention, Roz would just be like, yeah, don't bet on James Harden. That's exactly what he would tell you.
I also love how you were unbelievably silent when Roz called your top 10 NBA players as trash.
What was that?
Oh my god, I completely forgot about this fucking garbage top 10 players list.
mhm.
Oh my god. Dylan, put his list on right now.
Yep, he was completely silent, and then
I didn't see it.
all Roz said was, "But
That
you know
is one of the worst lists I've ever seen.
no, but Roz
Trash.
also, but Roz also said, he said, what did he say? He said something along the lines of, but hey, to each his own, and Anthony latched on it and hearted it.
But then Roz was like, LeBron is absolutely top 3.
I didn't see. I wasn't there that day. I was working.
I didn't see
You were
that.
literally having the we were arguing about Will. Because
What?
you have this.
We were.
fascination with Wilt.
No. We were arguing about Will. Then I had to go to work because I was just saying you and Roz were just talking and stuff. So I had to go to work. I didn't see none of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I checked back into the chat later. Then I see Roz talking about like, oh, to each his own and whatnot. I was like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you didn't see what he said directly before that.
No, I really didn't.
Your argument to me, okay, so let me go back to where my problem is. Your argument about Wilt is literally contradicting to your point as to why LeBron needs to be top 3.
That's not true.
It is. So why is Wilt 3 on your list?
What?
Why is Wilt 3 on your list?
Because he's number 3.
Why?
Because
He's number 3.
Why? But then, okay, why isn't Bill Russell on your list if Wilt is on your list?
I
Why
explained
is-
it in the chat.
You didn't.
Huh?
You didn't explain why Bill Russell isn't on the list.
I did. I explained it in the chat.
What is it?
I explained it in the chat.
Say it right now for everybody at home.
Yeah, I would say they can't see the chat.
Go ahead. Explain why Bill Russell isn't on your list, but Wilt Chamberlain is on your list.
I don't remember.
man.
Oh yeah, I remember why. Yeah, I remember why.
Why?
Go back in the chat.
No, the people at home don't know. The people at home don't know. For those of you who don't know, the history of
Oh my
Wilt
lord.
Chamberlain and Bill Russell. Anthony, I also got my numbers wrong. They faced in the NBA Finals 6 times. 6. Wilt never won a single matchup in the NBA Finals. And Bill Russell held Wilt to 22 points a game when Wilt was averaging 56 points a game that season. And Wilt would get dog walked by Bill Russell every time they played.
What's your point?
But Wilt makes your top 3, your top
Yes.
10, and Bill Russell
Yes.
doesn't.
Yes,
Why?
because I said so. I mean, it's not rocket science. You asked me why I put Wilt number 3 because motherfucker, he's number 3.
But the guy who literally owned him his entire career doesn't even make your top 10.
Absolutely not,
Why?
because he's number 12. Like I said in the
Why?
chat,
But why? What makes him not 10 when he's better than Wilt?
he's not better than Wilt. That's
But why
subjective.
isn't he better than Wilt?
Because I said so. I explained it in the chat. Like this ain't rocket science, Dylan.
Oh man.
This is why
Moving on.
you're
Public enemy
just
number
the
one.
NBA. It's irrelevant. Your takes are irrelevant to me. Like,
Ah,
But then he says he puts Wilt in his top 3, and then he literally said to me, Bill Russell was playing against fucking plumbers. When Will was playing against the same plumbers.
Oh, I know. So just an insert on Anthony's stupidity. We got some drama going on here in Phoenix. Like drama. So Phoenix is up 28 with 2 seconds to go.
Well, that's
How do you pronounce his name?
Bismack Biyombo.
Oh, why did he
Instead of-
play the game?
Instead of dribbling the ball out, he went to dunk the ball. And the Dallas player,
I think it was Chris.
fouled him very hard.
Another bum.
Fouled him hard. Got a little chippy. Yeah, don't do that. Disrespect the game. Blah, blah, blah. Little push and shove. Chris gets kicked out of the game. I'm thinking they both got kicked out of the game. I'm thinking Chris is going to run, he's leaving. Come to find out, he went through Phoenix's entrance to go catch him in the locker room, and they had to be separated in the back because he caught up to him. Well, let's just say I am ready for game 6 because, oh yeah, nothing like some good old-fashioned bad blood.
There was also another fight about to happen.
Yeah, I just saw it. And then there was
Wainwright
another
and
one.
who the hell is this?
Oh,
Brown.
yeah. This is
great.
This got spicy real quick.
I think this is
Thursday
going.
night.
There needs to be more fights in the NBA.
It does. It does need to be more.
We need more hate.
Whoa. What was the biggest fight this year? Wasn't that LeBron James fight with that dude from the Pistons?
Oh, Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, but dude was just running like a fucking.
Yeah.
We had Russ squaring up with no one around him.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing? He's over there like this. I'm like, this nobody.
Look like the fucking Notre Dame logo.
Yeah, somebody.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, I missed the fights, man. I missed the fight. I missed the real fight. What?
He had LeBron James at 8 on his list.
Yeah.
I didn't have him. I had him at 9.
You had him. You. Oh my god.
I had him at 9. Why are you ruining my list, Dylan?
At 9, he didn't have Bill Russell on the list. Who else didn't he have on the list? That's just
Bill
absolutely
Russell,
ridiculous.
12. Tim Duncan's nowhere to be found.
Tim Duncan's not on the list. Holy shit. Holy shit, Tim Duncan's not on that list.
Kobe's number 2. It went Jordan, Kobe, Kareem.
No, when Jordan, Kobe, Wilt.
Yeah, no, yes.
Yep. What was 3?
Like, bruh. Yeah.
What was wrong with the list, by the way? What's wrong with that?
We
top
just
three?
said it. Like,
Trash.
No, you said what? You said your issue with Bill Russell.
no. So here's my issue.
Yeah.
You say LeBron is a failure.
I still now-
LeBron has a better win percentage in the NBA Finals than Wilt Chamberlain does.
But I also explained to you that Wilt has a bigger impact.
On what? On what? What impact? Like, here's the thing: you never answer that question. What?
I did answer that question.
No, you didn't. You just said he has impact. That was what you answered. I said what? Off the court because he had sex with a ton of women.
Whoa.
Or because on the court, literally, Wilt wasn't playing against other 7-footers. He wasn't. He was like one of one. And then when he met a guy who was 6'9", he got dog walked. So, like, what impact does Wilt have? Because Wilt, one, has a fake 100-point game that nobody has any recollection of. The scorecard of that game was scratched off, crossed out, and erased fucking 30 times during the game.
Didn't happen. He averaged 48 minutes a game
when games were 46 minutes. So, like, there's a lot of things that are just fake about Wilt Chamberlain's career, and that didn't actually happen. So, like, what actual impact did Wilt Chamberlain have on the game?
Well, my thing is, who should have been on the list? Who should have been taken out? Who should have been put?
One, Oscar Robertson doesn't need to be on that list. And because Bill Russell's not on that list for Oscar Robertson?
I think Oscar might make my 10. Well, maybe not.
But not over Bill Russell.
Maybe not.
Not over Bill
This
Russell.
might surprise you. Larry Bird's not in my top 10.
That's like I get that sometimes. I understand.
Wow.
I'd be okay if Larry wasn't on it, but I also understand why Larry would be on it.
Yeah, I can understand.
But like, and I respect Oscar, but there's no world where Oscar is on that list before Bill Russell. And there's no world where Wilt is over Bill Russell in my top 10.
Or Kareem.
Or Kareem. Kareem is literally the best center ever.
Like, there's no world where Kareem's not in the top 3. There's none. There's no world where he's not in the top 3.
I've actually seen Kareem work Wilt too. So like, when Wilt actually got to play these guys,
Wilt was actually probably like an old man by the time he played Kareem. That's one thing.
still
But I
work.
mean, at the end of the day, this is his list, guys.
So like, I have a problem with it because he
Exactly.
I have a problem with it because his arguments for one person literally contradict for everybody else who's on that list. Because LeBron's a failure, but Wilt isn't a failure. But Wilt impacted the game. How? Because LeBron has more impact on the game since 2003 than Wilt has. Because guess what? There's not a single person built like Wilt right now. Joel Embiid is the closest thing. And the centers for the better part of 15 years are non-existent.
Andre Drummond.
Yeah, but he stinks.
He was
like
just the greatest
Okay,
center
fine.
in Knicks.
Yes, but he stinks. That's not hard. But in the last 15 years, the center position is literally non-existent. So what impact has Wilt actually had?
Wait, but when I explained in the chat like 3 times,
You didn't. That's the problem. You didn't. You just said he made impact.
No.
That's literally what you said.
Dylan, you're the one who's always talking about pulling up the chat. You can pull up the chat. You asked me that question like 4 or 5 times.
And you
I
never
kept answering.
answered.
No, I
You
did.
never answered.
I literally kept answering you like, what did he do? What did he do? What did he do?
You
I'm like,
never
okay.
answered.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
You literally didn't, Anthony.
Well,
We
what
could
could
go.
you say? What
We
could
could go back in there. I'm
I'm
telling
literally
you.
going back right now.
You're going back right now?
Yup, I have Instagram open. I'm going back right now.
Okay.
yo,
I'm opening that shit up right now too.
face. Yo, Anthony's face.
Anthony's
Yo,
scared
man.
because he knows he did not fucking.
I'm pulling it up right now too.
Yo, it's so funny. He's like, listen, you can go look at it right now. I'm going to look at it. You going to look at it right now?
I
I'm
answered
going
it
right
like
now.
4 times.
You did not answer at all.
Yes, I did. I put everything I love. I answered that shit 4 times.
Okay, just looks like you don't love nobody. Because bam, I am seeing nothing.
I will go back myself.
I'm literally going back right now.
Oh,
So,
what the fuck?
while you're scrolling, so I'm gonna assume you can't multitask. So, I have a problem with Kobe being higher than Magic and Queen because, like, no disrespect, but like how?
Okay, I'm back. I got it. All right.
Uh-oh.
So he said a bunch of useless 7-footers have graced the NBA court. More cap. I said he literally played in the league where there was only 2 7-footers. Now everybody in the NBA is 7 foot tall and sucks. And guess what? He got clamped by a guy who was 6'9" all the time. And then Russell said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it as a player coach too." And then he says, "Keep talking won't change the fact LeBron will be retiring soon. That's nonsense." But
Whoa. That's like the end of the chat, man.
No, this is where I said, but why does Wilt get a pass?
You said it. You said it before.
You
said it
which I
before.
described already. Bron had none. And then you didn't say anything.
No, that is wild. You said that's the end of the chat we had. I remember that. That was like literally towards the end of our conversation. You got to go back farther than that, man.
I'm going back right now.
If you remember that part.
Oh, because he had a 100-point game that wasn't real. He averaged 50 points a game when he was playing against guys who are 5'8". And in
everybody in the league was 5'8".
What rules changed because of Wilt?
Everybody in the league was 5'8".
What rules changed because of Wilt?
Everybody in the league was 5'8".
What rules changed because of Wilt?
Dylan, was everybody in the league 5'8"?
Everybody but Bill Russell. And what happened every time he played Bill Russell?
Everybody in the league was 5'8".
Anthony, tell me what rules were changed because of Wilt?
Was everybody in the league 5'8", Dylan?
Yep. So now you can answer.
That's not true.
What rules were changed because of Wilt?
That's not true, man.
What rules were changed because of Wilt?
What?
What rules were changed because of Wilt? You don't want me. You've heard me 6 times.
I didn't hear you.
Because you're not going to say, 3 seconds, 5 seconds back to the basket. That wasn't Wilt. Three in the key. That wasn't Wilt.
Your mic is cutting off. I can't hear you.
It's not.
I can't hear you.
It's not.
But I can't hear you.
So what rules changed because of Wilt? You are literally responding to me.
I can't hear you.
So
you can't hear him. I can't hear you. Goodbye, Anthony. Goodbye.
So again, that impact of rules that changed that never changed.
You guys are bullying.
Good. He deserves it.
Oh, he's gone.
Because he's a liar.
I'm not gonna sit here and play this game. I can't hear you. Hello. What you say? Hello. You can hear him. Stop playing. Just say that your argument is flimsy and move
It's
on.
invalid, and it's more in favor of LeBron James to be there than Wilt. Bum. It's called.
All right.
He really didn't think I was going to look back in the chat right now, live?
Oh, he did, because that look on his face when you said
terrified.
Oh,
you going to look right now? Oh, shit.
right now. right now? Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, you don't have trivia tonight, right?
I don't. It's 12:30. I don't have trivia.
All right, perfect. Hit that like.
I haven't had trivia in so long.
James, you've been going for 2.5 hours.
You guys are talking football for 2.5 hours.
We talked football for 30 minutes. And that was when we got to the hour point. And then we started talking about Marcus Smart and fucking Draymond Green.
And what are you talking about, James? We had trivia on the wrestling show, and then me and James
Shut the hell up.
Went on wrestling area where I won.
Where Mike cheated, by the
Mike
way.
won.
Mike got asked about Coco Beware's fucking toucan or whatever the fuck it was, and he was all stumped. And guess what? I had that chat pulled up too, Mike. And you saw them pull up the fucking name, and he goes, it was this.
Yep. And guess what?
You fucking cheated.
Got
so I wasn't going to call you out. I wasn't going to call you out.
Dub. Feet on the ropes.
I was not going to call you out.
But
man. Because Pod Family's supposed to stay together, but you definitely sound like you cheated.
He 100% cheated, and he just admitted that he cheated.
The ref didn't see me pull the tights. We got the 1, 2, 3. I'll be in the WrestleMania finale. I'm pretty sure Dylan's going to be on in a week or two. And I'll be right in the chat cheering him on.
I wanted to be... I saw it happen, too. I saw it. I'm like... Because it popped at the same time I did. I was like, oh, you motherfucker. But at that point, I'm already out. I'm to the side. I can't say nothing.
You're out. You're muted. Nobody can hear you, see you. I'll take the dub.
Wow.
He cheated. And he didn't think anybody was going to notice. But I noticed. And now he's like, shit, Dylan noticed. I pay attention to everything, Michael.
So that's what we do here. We see everything.
Blackheart didn't notice.
Nope.
He was too busy running a million things.
He had a lot of video clips. He was very prepared.
Very prepared. I was very impressed with the preparation. It was a good time. I almost thought somebody was in the background running it while he was doing it, but no, he did a great job. That was a lot of fun.
He had on his stupid vest that he wears.
Oh, yeah.
You ready for that solo, James? We getting out of here, man. I hit the like, share, subscribe, but we were still talking, so we'll just hit it again. Like, share, subscribe, that notification button. We're gonna get on out of here. First solo, we're gonna give it to Breezy because Anthony's out of here. He legitimately
bounced.
Yes.
He's out of here.
He bounced.
Well, feels good to be back. It's been a long week and a half, I feel like. But like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Breezy __ Bills. That's BREEZY _ BILLZ. Follow me on Twitter. That's at BREEZY5X, Breezy5X. And yeah, man, keep showing that love and support. I feel like we're starting to pick up with the cross branding with the other pods and with the guests and the chalk talks, and it's picking up, man. Summertime is here. Summertime is here.
We no time off.
Word.
Hold up, give me one second. I'm ready. All right. Rebranded everything _podcast Poppy _ on Instagram, Twitter. Way easier to find me. Way easier to type in. Not a long ass name. It's cool. Appreciate all you. Appreciate everybody listening, coming out. The cross branding has been a lot of fun. Shout out to the OTTR family over there for having me on. It was a really cool time. Shout out to them for coming on to our show. That's done pretty well so far, comparatively speaking to everything else we've done, especially since I haven't even edited a clip for that yet. So there we go. Fuck you, Anthony. Your list sucks. Come up with solid arguments that support your list. You fucking bum.
Wow.
You absolute bum. You quit. You got kicked. You got kicked for being silly, and you quit. You're a quitter. Just like you quit Madden, you quit on defending your list. You were a bum.
Oh, we gotta get that Madden tournament going too.
Yeah, the tournament for second place. Because none of y'all are hanging with the boy. I haven't lost to anybody on the pod in games yet, so that's good. It's a good time. Mike, you're next.
Mike, you're next. Dylan
We
must
can
be
run that back
stopped.
too.
Dylan's on a reign of terror.
Dylan must be stopped. Thank you to everyone for watching, listening. Thank you. Shout out to Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, however you watch or listen to us. We appreciate the support. Like James said, we're only going to be pushing out more content. We're going to be here all summer with a lot of fun stuff. Follow me on the socials, IAM_MBJ on all the socials. We'll be back whenever these conference finals start. We'll be here with our post-game coverage. And join us. We'll have special guests for the NBA Finals, as me and Dylan are going to be doing live pre and post for the entirety of the NBA Finals. It will be team no sleep for me and Dylan once the finals get here. But we do it all for you guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for rocking with us. And yeah, man, I don't really have anything else.
Let's go Yankees.
Go Yankees.
Word.
Shout out, we're gonna have a special episode of the pod coming for y'all soon. And
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And with that, I bid you guys good day.